right this rest of the season. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be Celtics Thunder, but I don't feel good enough about it to bet Oklahoma City at the current number.
And the Nuggets quietly going into the second half, very, very strong. Zach, appreciate the time and the insight. Enjoy the games tonight, and let's go Steph Curry.
Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
There he is, our very own Zachary Cohen. You read him on vsin.com. Take your betting to the next level with our friends over at First Bet, whether it's Santa Anita Gulfstream Park or the road to the Kentucky Derby and Preakness. First Bet puts the action at your fingertips. Sign up at firstbet.com. That's the number one, stbet.com, and use promo code VSIN200 to score a 20% rebate on all your wagers for the first 60 days up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today at firstbet.com. We'll continue to monitor all the action in college basketball going on right now. Only a couple of games in progress. Plus, the Daytona 500 is nearing the midway point, and we are about a half hour or so away from tip-off of the first of 3 games tonight for the NBA All-Star Tournament. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Live Bet Sunday right here on VSiN.
What if you're
Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you back once again to the Tim Hortons Iceplex here in Rochester, New York, as Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network are proud to bring to you Canton-Akron Jets hockey. Jets getting ready for their third game of the weekend as part of the Rochester Power Play Tournament weekend. Gets ready to take on the Scarborough Young Bruins. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with Kayla Mold again here at Rinkside. In a very cold rink, actually, here. No heat. So we're going to try to thaw out later, but nonetheless, we are getting ready for Game 3 as the Canton-Akron Jets try to pick up their second win in a row. As earlier, they would get the win over the Flyers Youth Program by a score of 2-0. It would be Lucas Black leading the way on that. He would get a goal as time expired at the end of the first period. And the only other score coming in the third period, Lucas Black, once again, with 7:06 left in that third frame, gives the Canton-Akron Jets the 2-0 win. For the Flyers, it would be Dayton Payne, stopping 23 out of 25. And, of course, Connor Mold stopping all 31 shots that he faced for his 12th shutout of the 2024-2025 season. Jets will be back on the ice tomorrow morning as well, scheduled for 9:20. They'll get ready to take on the Allegheny Badgers. But right now, they're going to take on the Scarborough Young Bruins out of Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. They come in at 20-13-8, 140 goals for, 99 against. They were in action last on February 10th and 12th, where they got wins over the Mississauga Terriers and the Duffield Devils, respectively. And so far today, they tied a game with the Allegheny Badgers, but got the 3-0 shutout over the Mount Lebanon Hornets yesterday. Keep you updated on USHO action. The Youngstown Phantoms, they get the 2-1 shootout win over the Chicago Steel today. Second day in a row that they would need extra hockey to tie that one up. For Chicago, it would be Arseny Marchenko getting the steal on the scoreboard with 8:29 left in the first period, or coming at the 8:29 mark, of the first period. And then Ryan Ruzicki would tie it up in the second period. No scoring in the third. It would go to a shootout where Youngstown would get the win by a score of 2-1. And they sweep the weekend from the Chicago Steel. Both teams on the ice now as they get ready for face-off here, just a few moments away. Take a look at some of the scores from this weekend so far. On Saturday, it was the Scarborough Young Bruins, this very team here, taking on Mount Lebanon. They would get the 3-0 win over the Hornets. Allegheny would fall to the Flyers youth program 6-1. Mount Lebanon would rebound, of course, last night getting the 1-0 win over Canton-Akron. Allegheny and Scarborough would tie up at 3. The Jets with the 2-0 win over the Flyers earlier, and Mount Lebanon gets the 4-2 win over Allegheny. As we get underway here, as Owen Everhart taking the face-off for Canton-Akron. He'll take it against Bordieri. And puck at center ice now. No possession. McDonald going to send this one down. And we're going to get a whistle as this puck will sail up into the netting. Only 10 seconds into this game. Face-off coming just outside the Jets' defensive zone. It'll be Palazzari with the puck. He'll send it across ice to the near side. They'll chip it down the boards. Scarborough with no possession now. Here's Hostler trying to send it up the board. Some contact against the board. Ethan Bell takes a shot. Looks like he had a problem with a skate. And he's going to try to get to the bench as Craven will replace him. Along the boards, up in the air is the puck. And Tyler Benson going to step in, deliver a shot. Try to take possession. But it's going to be Callum McKay with the puck. He'll take the shot. Pad save by Connor Mold. Mold in the net to our right. And it will be Theo Barker in the net to our left. Scarborough back to center ice. Borelli sending it back down behind the goal line to Mold. Mold setting it up for Nikolov. Nikolov from behind the net. He'll send it across the crease there to the near wall now. As they'll battle down in the near right corner. Not a great vantage point for us. As now Gage Weaver will try to chase down the puck. Craven and Nicely as well on the ice as Craven will go to the bench. He'll be replaced by Tyson Hunka. Dexter Irving now with the puck. He's going to send it around the kick plate to the near side. And Scarborough trying to play us back out to center. Nikolov stepping up, trying to keep it into the zone. Couldn't hold on to it. And it's going to be Dexter Irving bringing it down the near wall. He'll lose it, though, as he runs into traffic, and it'll be cleared by Hunka out the center. Blaze O'Neill going to send this one to Vallejo. Vallejo on the near side. Try to work it down the board, but shot on goal. Pad save by Connor Mold. CAK trying to work down into the corner here, trying to get it out of the zone. As O'Neill will have it, he'll send it back out to center. As Scarborough will have to clear. And they'll send it back behind the goal line and go for a line change. 11:35 left here, first period. No score, just underway here. Game 3, shot on goal. Knocked away by Connor Mold. And it's going to be Lucas Black down the board. He'll be knocked off the puck by O'Neill. Scarborough will pick it up and bring it out to center again. That's Brown trying to work from the right side of Mold. Couldn't get a shot off. Couldn't get past Barbieri. Puck now behind the net. They'll battle as Lucas Black will reach in and he'll be tripped up. No call on that. Head coach Sean Houston looking for something, but it's not coming. Puck loose there. Backhand. Stopped by Mold. Cage is open, but it was going to be missed. Another shot going to go wide right of the cage. Mold on his backside as he recovers. O'Neill now going to palm this one down at center ice. Tyson Hunka stepping in to create some chaos. And Brown now sending it down ice, but Hanneberg sending it from the defensive zone out to center ice. Hunka trying to send it up, but fanned on the shot. CAK now with a shot on the goal. It'll be to the left of Barker. That's going to be Ben Sanders with the shot. And we'll drop this one to the left of Barker. Stashowski now on the ice with Ben Sanders for CAK. Deacon Johnson as well. Puck down in the defensive zone for CAK. They'll get it out. Stashowski trying to work it up the board. But it'll be chipped back by Matteo Borelli. Barker going to set this one up, but a lot of pressure from Stashowski as he steps in, causes some chaos and gets it to Deacon Johnson. Johnson from around the net looking for for somebody in near the slot. Nobody there. Emerling going to keep it in the zone. They're going to say no, he didn't keep it in. And it'll be offside for Canton-Akron. I'll drop this just outside of the offensive zone. 9:58 left here. First period. Bordieri and Eberhard for the face-off. Nikolov shooting this one down. It'll go off the pad of Barker. Ethan Bell from around the back of the net. Seems like he got his equipment problem fixed. Nikolov tried to take a shot here, but ran into traffic. And a puck picked up by McKay. McKay down the near board looking for somebody, trying to center it up. Couldn't find anybody. He'll take a shot. The puck will come loose. They'll be down in the right near corner. Eberhardt trying to find somebody open. And shot on there. Another pad save by Connor Mold. Ethan Donchos now with the puck. He'll be back down in that right lower corner. Trying to work to the inside into the slot. Couldn't connect on it. He was looking for Callum McKay on the feed. Osler from the defensive zone. He'll back it up. Try to get out to center ice. Ethan Bell will take a shot from behind Eberhardt. Trying to move forward. He'll get it to Craven. Craven will chip it into the zone. And he's going to get rubbed off the puck by Dexter Irving. Nikolov waiting for it as Craven will spin around, send it back down behind the goal line. They'll keep it in the zone. McKay now from Scarborough. He'll have it. Try to send it out. Working along the boards. Donchos was closest one to it, but Gage Weaver reaching in and picked it out from behind. Puck for Craven. It'll go off the boot of McKay. O'Neill now trying to work it around the net of Barker. Nikolov from center ice. Trying to chip it over to Gage Weaver, but not enough on it. Rob Agnolo with the puck now as he makes his way to the ice. Canton-Akron from behind the net, working through their defensive zone. Through center. Tyson Hunka working through two jerseys from Scarborough. Couldn't have it. It's going to lose a glove. And it'll be picked up by Aiden Sin. Sin tried to chip it forward. It's going to go off of the CAK stick. And then down to Vallejo. Vallejo trying to set up in the circle to the left of Connor Mold. Pad save by the junior netminder. Working around the net. Back out to the point. Shot from the point. Going to be high, and a glove save by Connor Mold. Shot by Blaze O'Neill. With 7:43 left here, first period. Lots of action, no scoring, though. We'll drop this one to the right of Connor Mold. Travis Kesper will take the face-off with Tyson Hunka. CAK will win this one. Barbieri trying to set it up the board, but he'll send it back out. Outside of the glass near the CAK bench. Tom Huth kind enough to go out and get it for him. Bring it back for the officials. Puck down now to be again in that lower right corner as Tyler Benson would tie it up. And it'll come loose out to center. Borelli, D to D to the far side. He'll get this over to Tyler Pellizzari. Shot, but it's going to go off the shin pad of a Canton-Akron Jet. And they'll work it around the back of the net again, trying to get it back out to the point. They'll go D to D one more time. It'll sail out to center. And Scarborough will have to reset. As Pellizzari going to take a shot from Black and Seepy, and we're going to have a whistle. Offsides is the call. I didn't think the puck made it all the way in there, but okay. Roman all over there having a conversation with Tyson Hunka. Face-off just to come outside of the Jets' defensive zone. Hunka for Canton-Akron will take this one, and it'll sail all the way back to Justin Santinoco. Anticono down ice now with the puck to the near side. Working in that lower right corner. In our blind spot, so to speak. Tyson Hunka with some speed up the wall. And he's going to be upended. Went over the back of Travis Gesper. He'll recover quickly. Scarborough now trying to get it through the zone. Max Campbell stepping and taking the path away. And he'll deliver a shot to Dexter Irving. Irving, though, going to set it up from against the wall. Campbell stepping in. And puck loose now. Deacon Johnson working to the inside. Takes a shot. Pad save by Barker. 6:06 left here, first period. No score. Action in front of the net here. We'll get the whistle. As Barker will lock this one down. Everybody going for a line change. And we have an opportunity. We'll say hi to Barb Carney and Justine Carney, both listening in from Youngstown, Ohio. Certainly hope you're enjoying it. Barb, of course, we always talk about her. She's on the mend, and we'll be back next week as the Jets will be back at center ice. She'll be there for the game. McKay down the near board, trying to get past Hostler. He'll take the shot, trying to feed it in the slot, and it's going to go in. He'll go off the right side of Connor Mold. Scarborough takes a 1-0 lead with 5:53 left here in the first period. Bruins on the rush. Get the feed, find just a little bit of room on the right side. As CAK will go for the line change. Ben Sanders to take the face-off against Joseph Borderi. Of course, want to take an opportunity to say happy birthday to Mary Mold as well. A lot going on here for the Mold family there. Connor Mold almost having a goal earlier, but couldn't get that one to just go straight enough into the net. Does get his 12th shutout of the year, though. Will not get another one tonight, though. Scarborough now working in the offensive zone. Sanders going to take one of the Bruins players down. No call. Puck loose down in the corner. No battle for it. CAK from the near side. Working forward. That's going to be Deacon Johnson. Trying to work between three Scarborough players. And he'll lose the puck. And he'll be backed up by Stashowski. He'll reach in there and they'll tie it up against the far boards with 5:04 left here in first period. Puck loose now. And it's going to be 2-on-2. No work from the right side of Mold again. Scarborough player go down. We're going to have a call. Delayed penalty coming up against CAK. Tripping call coming up against the Jets. Puck down, sailing behind the net. As McDonald trying to find an option. Mold sliding from right to left. He'll cover the post to his left side. Loose. And from the point, it'll be Aiden Sin. Trying to send it down. Stashowski going to step in, though, create some havoc. He'll touch up. And with 4:26 left in the first period, Scarborough will go to the power play. They'll have the first man advantage tonight. Multiple penalties in the game earlier. At least 22 minutes for CAK. So it'll be Nikolov, Hunka, Black, and Barbieri out for the Jets PK team. Marcus Tuin taking the face off for Scarborough. They'll go D to D. Borelli from the line. Send it out into the circle. Couldn't handle it, though. Kasper now trying to find somebody. He'll bring it back up top. And Hunka is going to harass him. Puck will come loose, and he'll head out to center ice. It'll be chased down by Borelli. Borelli trying to bring it back through center ice. Nobody there. As Lucas Black will take away the path for him, he'll try to send it down ice and was looking for Marcus Tuin. Borelli to the far side now. He'll send us to Kasper. Kasper from the top of the circle, back across. And try to send it across the crease. Marcus Tuin with an opportunity, but couldn't connect on it. Scarborough now walking the blue line. They'll go D to D. Tuin taking a shot. Puck will come loose. He'll work to the inside. And a shot swallowed up by Connor Mold. With 3:31 left here in the first frame, a minute 6. Left on the penalty. On the power play for Scarborough. As it'll be McDonald taking the face off against Hunka to the left of Mold. Donchos dropping it down in the circle, but Hunka's going to pick it off. Tyson Hunka, one-on-one with Borelli, working to the inside, tried to work around. He'll lose the puck, and Borelli will head the other way with it, moving left to right. Craven now on the ice, trying to take the angle away. He'll knock the puck away. It'll be Donchos that'll pick it up. Working back to the inside. Shot on goal. It's going to ricochet off a couple players and head to the board. Craven trying to knock Donchos off of it. Loose now against the board. Scarborough will take possession of it. Borelli trying to feed it low. Looking for an opportunity. Trying to find somebody with a shot. Nothing there. Romagnolo sending this one around the board. Craven going to deliver a shot. Puck going to come loose, and it'll be picked up from behind the net of Connor Mold by Scarborough. Bruins now with the puck, but it'll be Angel Nikolov that will send this one out to center ice, and Borelli will have to reset. He'll bring it to the far side. McDonald trying to feed it into the slot. Can't get Borelli on the pass. And contact unders. Nikolov will take down Borelli. Out at the blue line now, Craven going to shake the puck loose. That's going to be Tyson Hunka. McDonald now down the near side, trying to work around a couple Jet players. Nobody to feed there. Puck will come loose, and it'll be Donchos from the far side in the corner. He'll take a shot again. That'll be Romagnolo. Borelli trying to chip it down. He's going to take a shot, though. And it's going to be Everhart trying to battle McDonald for it. McDonald, though, going to get the best of it. Puck now down behind the goal line of Barker. And we got another delayed penalty coming up against CAK. They'll clear the initial penalty, and there'll be a delay now. As Borelli now will send it up from behind the net. Empty net for Scarborough. They'll bring on the extra attacker. And it'll be Ben Sanders will touch this one up after he just got out of the box himself. 1:32 left here as Owen Everhart will head to the box. I believe that's going to be for tripping. Hooking is the call. That's what I said. It's close. So Canton-Akron down a man one more time here. 1:29 left here in the first period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. McDonald sending it back out to O'Neill. O'Neill on the blue line. Send it back down to McDonald. It'll be redirected, and it'll head down behind the net of Barker. 1:40 left on the penalty. 1:11 left in the first period. Bruins trying to get the puck to Tuin. He couldn't handle it. Weaver in the way. But Borderi with the puck down behind the net now. He tried to find somebody. And Canton-Akron taking all the lanes away. As they work to the inside, it's going to go up and over Connor Mold. Shot at the blue line. That's going to be Ethan Bell. Delivering a shot to Travis Kasper. Puck loose to the inside. It's going to go in. Scarborough cashes in on the power play. 39.1 seconds left. 1:07 was left on the penalty. I think they're going to credit Joseph Borderi with the goal. And the Bruins take a 2-0 lead with just 39 seconds left here in the first period. Jets coming into this game 30-11-1. For the Bruins, they came into this weekend 20-13-8. Jets now trail 2-0 though. Penalties cleared, 39.1 seconds left. As we have somewhat of a delay here, Ben Sanders going to take the face-off with McDonald. Now, the Bruins actually have somebody in the penalty box, but have 5 on the ice. Okay, so Sin is going to go back to the bench, and it's going to be a power play for Canton-Akron. Somehow or another, we missed that. Maybe coming after the goal. Canton-Akron now going to go D to D. It'll be fed over to Hunka. Hunka trying to work it into the zone. He'll try to get past McKay. Puck will sail back out to center ice. Black with some fancy work. They're going to lose it to McKay again. McDonald chipping it down into the corner. Going to go off the stick of Connor Mold, actually. Scarborough on the penalty kill. Taking the shot. Going to go wide left of the cage. With just 10 seconds left here in this first period. Jets trailing by a score of 2-0. And they're going to tie this one up against the board for the remainder of this period. And that will bring us to the end of the first here at the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New Jersey. We're going to step aside for a break when we come back. Second period action here. You were listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future together. We are Youngstown State University, and now you know why.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Fast-moving first period as we'll flip sides now. Connor Mold in the net to our left. Theo Barker to our rights. Scarborough with a 2-0 lead as McDonald and Sanders will take the face-off to get the second period started. Black going to chip this one along the wall, try to get it out to Barbieri. Barbieri going to drop it to center ice. Picked up by Scarborough, and it's going to be McKay. And we got Barbieri and McDonald going at it on the board. No call. Officials letting that one go as Sanders tried to pick it up, and it'll be sent right back. And Connor Mold thought it was going to be icing. Not the case here, as Hunka going to take a shot from McKay, and now we're going to get a whistle. Offsides a call, I believe, going to be against Canton-Akron, or excuse me, against Scarborough. 52 seconds left on the Canton-Akron power play. 13:30 left here in the second frame. Sanders and Borderi for the faceoff. Sanders going to get kicked out of the circle. He'll be replaced by Hunka. And Barbieri with a little bit of a jump there. They'll let that go. And Hunka now trying to work it. He's going to go down on his knees. And Borderi had the puck, though. He'll lose it to Everhart. Everhart working through the zone. He'll work past Brown and take the action into the corner. But it's going to be a bad pass, and we're going to have a penalty coming up. And it's going to be Liam Brown headed to the box for tripping. 13-12 left in the second period. 34 seconds left. On the Canton-Akron power play. So we'll go 5-on-3 for the next 30 seconds. Canton-Akron with an opportunity as Weaver sending this one down low into the circle and back out to the line. It'll be Weaver. Weaver taking a shot. Craven in the front, trying to screen the goalie. Couldn't get a clean shot. Go D to D. Weaver from the near side now. Back over. Send it to Hannibal. Hannibal takes a shot. He rips one, but it's going to go wide right. He'll feed it into the circle, and the puck just sat there and sails towards the blue line. But Nikolov from the right side now sailing around, looking for somebody in the slide. Looking for Craven. Couldn't get the shot off. He got a Scarborough player in the way. Looked like Borderi got his stick in there to redirect the puck. Hannibal now through the center ice. Try to get it out to Craven. Craven working through 3 black jerseys. He'll back pass it. He'll get it over to Hannibal. Hannibal from behind the goal line. Will lose the puck. Turnover. Down by Barker. And Scarborough now going to skate this one into the Jet zone. Going to shoot it. It's going to go up into the netting. Clock will stop with 12:08 left. In the second period, we're back to 5-on-4 for the next 56 seconds. As the Jets trying to convert on this, the puck now going to be dropped to the left of Connor Mold. Canton-Akron going to go for a line change. Barbieri, Hunka, Everhart, Hanneberg, and Sanders on the power play unit. I'll go D to D to Barbieri. Barbieri trying to send it across ice, but going to run into Vallejo. He'll disrupt the play. Send it up the board to Everhart. Everhart trying to feed it up to Hunka, but tried to get past Borelli. Hunka now from the left. Barker couldn't get a shot off as Borelli got in his way. Canton-Akron working from down in the lower right corner. Sharp angle shot. Never had a chance at that one. Hanneberg now standing in front, trying to keep it in the zone, but it'll sail out to center ice as Vallejo and Hanneberg will battle for it. 16 seconds left on the power play for Canton-Akron, and Hunka's going to have the puck taken away. And the high slot. No shot was able to be made towards Mold, but puck going to sail all the way down behind the goal line. We're going to bring this one back. Icing coming up against Canton-Akron. 11:14 left in the second period. 2 seconds left on the CAK power play. So that'll be Craven, Weaver, Emmerling, Nicely, and Max Campbell out for Canton-Akron. And we're going to send this one forward. Santano going to take a shot, and it's going to be covered by Mold. 11:08 left in the second frame. Doan taking the face off against Craven to the right of Mold. And he'll go out to Santanoco. He'll take the shot. Going to go out the stick of Craven. He'll go wide right of the cage. Doan now trying to send him around back. He'll get it to Emmerling, though. Emmerling trying to reach around. Puck loose against the board. And he'll work it across here. Is now Santanoco going to take a shot from Craven. Get knocked off the puck. And Nicely on the rush now. Looking for an option. He takes a shot. It's going to be stopped by Barker. Nicely takes a shot. He'll go down. Puck loose. And got bodies coming together down in the corner. As Craven will try to play peacemaker. He and Nicely going at it with one of the Bruins. As cooler heads will prevail, we'll see who the officials are going to take anybody. And Santacono headed right to the box. Irving will head there as well for Scarborough. Nicely going to head to the box for CAK. Offsetting penalties coming up. So we'll take one from each. And I believe roughing going to be the call against each of them. Now Canton-Akron now actually going to the box as well. So again, we don't get any information from the officials, just the signals that we can see from our vantage point. So scorekeeper looking for some explanation as well. As we have a delay here. 10:40 left here in the second period. Jets trail by a score of 2-0. As the officials try to give a little more thorough explanation to the scorers table. All right. So the penalty's not up on the board. 2 Bruins players in the box. And Rossi Nicely in the sin bin for CAK. They'll drop this one to the right of Barker. Sanders for the faceoff. Bruins will win this one clean. It'll be McKay working into the zone. And it'll be knocked away from his Hunka now. 3-on-2. He'll hold up a little bit. Try to put a little move on to get around McDonald, but couldn't get all the way around from behind the net now. Trying to find Barbieri. He was the closest one to it, but the puck going to sail out the center. And it's going to be Owen Everhart that will chase this one down and reset. Canton-Akron offense. Okay, so the penalty up on the board now with 1:25 left. As Everhart tried to work it down the boards, but have the puck taken away. And a turnover inside the offensive zone. Lucas Black now sending this around the kick plate, back out the center, out to Hunka. Hunka sending it across. He's trying to send it up to Everhart, but pass went behind him after it was deflected. Everhart taking a shot. No rebound shot. And it'll head up into the net, and we will get a whistle with 9:37 left in the second period. 57 seconds left on the Canton-Akron power play. And the draw will come to the right of Theo Barker. Casper and Sanders for the draw. Scarborough with the possession. It'll be Brown trying to work to the inside, but he'll be tripped up by Everhart, and he'll fall backwards into the boards. And Owen Everhart will head to the box for 2 minutes for tripping. 9:25 of the second period. So 46 seconds left on the penalty to Rossi Nicely. And we'll have the face-off to the left of Connor Mold. Hanneberg making his way onto the ice. It'll be Barbieri, Black, Hanneberg, and Hunka as the 4 on the ice for Canton-Akron. We're 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds. Black from the near board trying to find a feed to Hunka. Hunka down the right side. He'll have 3 black jerseys in front of him. Try to get a shot off. Work around it, but he's going to have the puck taken away. Another turnover before the shot. Bruins working this through center ice. That'll be Kesper. Kesper trying to work to the inside, and he'll have it poked away by Hanneberg. Orderi trying to get it out of the zone. Black giving Kesper a hard time. It'll be Brown now with the puck. He'll drop this one for Sin. Sin going to drop it for Borderi. He took the shot, but going to go wide right of the cage. Sin from the blue line. Going to backhand it. Take a shot from Lucas Black. Casper trying to sneak in there to put one in. Pad save by Mold. Barbieri working it off the boards. He'll get it out to Sin. Sin for Scarborough. Just going to chip it right back down into the circle. He'll get out to Casper. And another chip. Almost went over the shoulder of Connor Mold. Was some contact, and Lucas Black and Sin going to come together. Collision there. Neither one will go down. Black heads to the bench, and Hunka with another turnover. And it's going to be Borderi trying to work to the inside, trying to work past Hanneberg. He'll get the shot off. Pad saved by Mold, and it'll head back down in the corner and out to the blue line. O'Neal trying to chip it down into Vallejo. Vallejo sending it back outside to Kesper. And into the corner. Hannenberg and Borderio come together. Okay, trying to keep it into the zone. He'll be harassed by Hannenberg. Casper trying to send it down into the circle to the near side. And it'll head back out to center ice. O'Neal will chase it down with 3 seconds left on the penalty. And Everhart back on the ice. So we assume these are going to be misconduct penalties to nicely. And the unknown Bruins player, can't see a number, but I believe that might be Dexter Irving. Oh, Liam Brown, excuse me. Okay. So with 7:04 left here in the second period, Jets still trail 2-0, but we are back to 5-on-5 for the moment. Physical game here so far. Back and forth. Difference here, though, 2 Bruins goals. As Deacon Johnson tries to keep it in the zone. Hostler now from center ice will kick this one down. Tried to ricochet off the boards to get it to Sanders. Sanders couldn't get to it. Bruins will have this one. It'll head up over the net and out. Another draw to the left of Theo Barker. So Deacon Johnson taking the draw for CAK to the left of Barker. He'll send it out, and the closest one to it will be Ethan Donchos. Nikolov sending this one back down into the corner. Down to our near right. Sharp angle shot. Couldn't get it to go. Barker will stop that one. We'll get a whistle. 6:26 left here, second period. Scarborough Bruins with a 2-0 lead over the Canton-Akron Jets. And what's been a fast-moving game here so far. Earlier, the Jets get the 2-0 win. But trailed by the same score now as Hunka will take the face-off to the left of Barker. Down in the corner will go the puck. Irving trying to set it up the boards. He'll get it out to Ramagnolo. Hunka lifting his stick, trying to get into it. Collision there. Black comes in like a wrecking ball. And Max Campbell now trying to chase Ramagnolo now as he sends this one across the crease. Nobody there for him, though. And Santinoco chipped it back into the offensive zone, but the Bruins will be offside. 6:02 left here, second period. Face-off to come just outside of the Jets' defensive zone. And it'll be Hunka and Joe Borderi. Irving with the puck. He'll get it in the zone, but picked up by the Jets. Emmerling banking it off the board, getting it out to Seepy. Seepy looking for somebody to feed. Takes a sharp angle shot. Going to be covered by Barker. And bodies coming together down behind the net of Barker. Official's going to break that one up. 5:49 left here in the second period. A very contested game here so far, to put it politely. Official's pointing towards the box, so we'll see who's going to go. And it looks like Borderi going to head to the bench. And okay, so Borderi lost his stick. And the official is now going to have a discussion with the players. And I don't know that anybody's going. So I see the officials give the checking from behind signal, but okay, so Tyson Hunka finally will head to the box, and Scarborough will go back to the man advantage. What's that? Okay, Scarborough's got one in there too, so that'll be Callum McKay going. So this should offset here. We have 5:49 here, second period. Officials giving a clinic on penalties tonight. as they will update the scorekeepers table. Now the official's going to talk with the coaching staff from Canton-Akron. 5:49 left here in this second period. Another delay here. Bruins with a 2-0 lead over the Jets. Second period action here from Rochester, New York. Game 3 of the Rochester Power Play Tournament here on President's Day weekend. Orderi trying to get another stick as his did not fare so well, but they did give him both pieces back. Orderi going to go for a third stick. Wasn't happy with that one either. All right, so the officials trying to do some housekeeping here. And everybody else just standing around. .549 left here. Second frame. As Coach Johnny Evans using this kind of as a timeout, talking to his team. Coach Sean Houston on the bench. Trying to get together. Sid now heading to the box as well. It's a great hockey name, by the way. Aiden Sin will go to the Sin bin. All right, finally, we'll get to some hockey here. As the official is ready to drop the puck, and Coach Sean Houston doesn't look happy about something. So a lot going on here for the officials to sort out. All right, Ben Sanders, they take the face-off. As we get back to hockey, he'll take this one against Kesper. 5:43 left here, second period. Everhart in the high slot, looking for somebody. Takes a shot, tried to get it through traffic. And Barker will cover it up. And we'll do the face-off again to Theo Barker's right. 5:33 left here. 1:44 left on the initial penalty to the Bruins. And Caitlin Mold running out of paper. It's a lot going on there. We have an unsportsmanlike, I believe, coming up against Ben Sanders. He'll head to the box. Whatever that penalty was, wasn't especially egregious, as the scoreboard table now with some angry buzzing wants some explanation of what's going on. Lucas Black dropping back here. Craven making his way to the ice. They're going to drop it just outside of the Jets' offensive zone. All right, so Craven and Kesper for the draw. Puck loose. Bruins will win this one. But Everhart the closest one to it, as it is Sales behind the net of Connor Mold. Nikolov from the near board. Working around the far side, trying to get past Black. Black kind of setting up a pick. Kesper, though, going to intercept it at the blue line. And it's going to be Brown. Brown now from the near side. Had nobody else with them, so he tried to reset, but Nikolov now with the puck. Angel Nikolov, the senior captain for Canton-Akron, will send it to Craven. Craven going to send it down into the corner. Had a collision. Bodies went down. No call. And the puck now in the corner to our bottom right. Another collision here. Puck's going to go up into the net. But no whistle, actually. They'll continue play. Nikolov from the blue line takes a shot. That was a rocket. It's going to go off of a Scarborough player. And Owen Everhart going to reset from the defensive zone. He'll get it back out to Gage Weaver. Excuse me, that's Nikolov. Craven with the shot. And it's going to go just wide right. Everhart with another opportunity. Takes another shot. Barker on top of it. There's a battle in front of the net. And it's going to be stopped by Barker. Theo Barker covering that up in the chaos. And Lucas Black and Pellizzari exchanging pleasantries. So Theo Barker with a miraculous save in front of the net. He only had 9 guys in front of him.
And on top of
think Craven needed a new stick as well. He broke one earlier. He may be borrowing one. I think he was trying to measure the height. It's not a good sign for him. All right. 4:28 left here. 56 seconds on the penalty to Canton-Akron. 40 seconds on the penalty to Scarborough. 4:28 left in the first period. The officials out talking to the scoreboard table again. And what started out as a very fast-paced game through the first period has slowed to a crawl as Barker's made his way over to the bench. He may have gotten a little bit banged up in that sequence. Mold to the bench as well. We're going to step aside for a quick 30-second break. You're listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
.428 left here in the second period. 40 seconds left on the penalty to the Bruins. CAK has cleared their penalty, apparently, we think. Well, actually, Sanders still in the box, but the clock cleared. All right, so we're going to play some hockey here. As the puck now will sail back into the Jets' defensive zone. Owen Everhart will take it around, and Borderi putting some pressure on, but he'll send it over to Lucas Black. Black trying to work through center ice, and Borderi going to pick it off again, try to work to the inside. Puck loose. McDonald with the follow-up, and he takes a shot. It's going to be swallowed up by Connor Mold. 4:03 left here, second period. I'm going to guess 14 seconds left on a penalty to both teams, maybe? As they erased one, left the other, but the players are still in the box. So Borderi taking the face-off against Gage Weaver, and we're going to get a whistle. And the official wasn't happy with something, so we'll do it again. Weaver to the right of Connor Mold taking the face-off. It'll sail back through center ice. O'Neal going to be the closest one to it. Barbieri chasing it down, takes a shot. It's going to go wide right of the cage. Had an open cage, but missed it. And now it's going to be McDonald trying to work down the board. He'll try to work past Jack Barbieri. And a collision behind the net. Two players will go down. As Everhart going to take the shot. It's going to be a pad save by Barker. Puck down in the corner now. Gage Weaver sending it back out to the blue line. Hanneberg taking a shot, trying to make it through traffic. Is going to go wide right. Love's flying here now. Borderi trying to pick up his equipment. And from the blue line, another shot, trying to make it through traffic. And no rebound shot for Canton-Akron. O'Neal with the shot. Pad save by Connor Mold. McDonald, he'll go down on his back from a shot from Gage Weaver. Puck tied up in the corner on the far left side. Tyler Benson trying to work his way out of the situation. Got three black jerseys around him. And Hanneberg finally will chip this one off the board out to center ice. They'll feed it to Everhart. Everhart going to take a bump from Borelli, but be backed up by Weaver. Weaver worked in the inside, backhands it, and it's going to slide across the net in no way. They think they were going to miss that one. You can tell by the body language. As Hanneberg now going to try to chip it down ice, but it's going to go off of a shin pad of a Bruins player. Connor Mold will come out, play it, send it down ice. Kesper, though, working to the outside, takes a shot off the chest of Connor Mold. And back out to the slot, Craven out on the ice from behind the net. He'll backhand it out to Everhart. Everhart trying to do the same, but nobody there. It'll slowly work behind the net as Hannenberg will work around the kick plate to Seepy. Connor Seepy, the senior out of South Range High School. And it's Everhart from the far side with Vallejo. They'll lock down the puck. It's minute 53 left here, second period. We've cleared all the penalties, I believe. Puck loose now, and it's going to be a shot. Another pad save, and we're going to get a whistle. As some words being exchanged again, and the official having a conversation with the coaching staff from the Scarborough Bruins. And it will be McDonald. Excuse me, that's not going to be McDonald. It's going to be Santacono going to the box. Robert Handerberg going as well. Each going for roughing. Okay, we're trying to get the bodies right here. All right, nonetheless, headed to the box here, but it's going to be offsetting penalties, 5-on-5 shot, and stopped by Connor Mold. It's falling apart. It's breaking down. 1:39 left here in a very now slow-moving second frame. Craven taking the face off against McDonald. Will be to the right of Connor Mold. It'll sit in the circle. Finally, Tuin now trying to send it out, but he'll take a shot from Max Campbell. Craven setting it out to center. He'll take a shot from McDonald. Irving trying to get it into the zone. Tuin now, and we're going to have an offside against the Bruins with 1:26 left in the second frame. They'll drop this one just outside of the Jets' defensive zone. Craven and Borderi for the face-off. 1:26 left here as Borelli will chip it down here. It'll go right to Connor Mold. Mold will feed it to Max Campbell. Campbell going to feed it off the boards. Almost took the head of Sin with it. And it's going to be icing coming up as Canton-Akron. Thought it went off the Scarborough stick, but we thought we've seen a lot of things tonight. $1:15 left here. Second period, Borderi and Craven to the right of Mold, taking the face off. It'll be out, sent out, and a bunch of bodies go down nicely. He'll get tripped up. He'll go down face first. And Scarborough trying to work to the inside. McKay feeding it to Sin. Sin from the blue line takes a shot, and it's going to be redirected by Campbell. Campbell into the corner now. Excuse me, Emmerling now will send it up. And Borderi will send it back to be reset from behind the net. Craven on the angle, takes away the path. And it'll be forced to pass. Collision there on the near boards. Campbell now working it off the glass and down ice. Going to work past Brown. No icing coming up here. 36 seconds left here, second period. Bruins with a 2-0 lead as Barker will cover up a half-hearted shot. Clock will actually stop with 30.7 seconds left. We'll drop it to the left of Theo Barker. Tyson Hunka and Joe Borderi to take the face off. Puck loose there, sharp angled shot. And covered up by Barker. Cooler heads will prevail on this one. This one get a little colorful. I think Owen Everhart having a conversation with his fellow sin bin mate there. As we're back underway here, and a puck sailing into the net, we'll get another stoppage with 16.7 seconds left. The official's now going to come over and warn Mr. Everhart that that's what got him there in the first place. Anthony Romagnolo, the dance partner of Everhart, as Nikolov through center ice will send us down to Lucas Black. Black going to lose it. Brown going to send it forward, but Hunka going to intercept it and thought he had a path, but we'll come to the end of the second period here in Rochester, New York. It's been a lively one here through 2 periods. However, Scarborough Bruins, they have a 2-0 lead going into the third period. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey. You're on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
Third period action coming up here from Tim Hortons Iceplex in Rochester, New York. We'll flip sides again. Connor Mold will be in the net to our right. Theo Barker to our left. And I am told that we have how many minutes in penalties?
14-13.
All right. So 14 minutes. Seems like a way more than that, but
Well, because it's 14 minutes.
the delays have been incredible. Shots on goal here so far. Canton-Akron being outshot 21-8.
No, 21-11.
Okay, so I'm at it. It's all going wrong tonight, folks. It's all going wrong. So the first line going to be back out for Canton-Akron. Borderi, McKay, McDonald, Borelli, and Irving out for Scarborough as we try to get this third period underway. Black trying to sneak in there as well. Borelli chipping this down the board. Send it to Nikolov. Nikolov tried to get it out of the zone, but McKay now working around from the end. That works into the slot. Nobody there. Lucas Black now on the rush, trying to work through 2 jerseys, trying to show some speed there, looking for somebody for some help, trying to backhand it in, and he won't be able to get the shot off as Tyson Hunka comes in to help him out. But CP now from the far side, dropping it back to the blue line. They can't keep it into the zone. Puck up, and it's going to be picked up by Scarborough. That's going to be Borderi. Borderi down the near board, trying to get past Nikolov. He'll lose the puck. We'll turn it over at the blue line. No battle for it now. And now Irving. He'll take a shot. Pad saved by Connor Mold. Borderi and Nikolov battling in front of the net. Possession by Nikolov, the senior captain for the Jets. He'll have it stripped away by Hostler. Hostler taking a shot, but it's going to go off the shin guard of Borelli. McDonald now from behind the net of Barker. He'll send it around the kick plate to Tuin. Tuin looking for an option. He'll send it out past Hunka, and it'll end up on the stick of Hostler. Hostler working off the board through center ice. And it's going to be picked off by Borelli. Borelli going to take the shot, and it's going to go in over the left shoulder of Connor Mold. And Scarborough takes a 3-0 lead with 12:38 left in the third period. So after a scoreless second period, Bruins bury one just 22 seconds into the third frame. And Borelli, though, now with an unsportsmanlike, going to head to the box. The worst job to have tonight is the stats keeper. Okay, and let's see who is... All right, so offsetting penalties here.
Ben's been in there.
Okay, that's Ben Sanders. He's made a pretty much a home in there. All right, 12:25 left here. They've stopped putting the penalties up on the board. So Barbieri now from the defensive zone. He'll send it D to D. He'll try to get it into the zone. Going to go off the stick. It's going to be Irving with the puck, but he'll send it down in the corner. Barbieri there to save it for Canton-Akron. Trying to work it forward. He'll chip it in out to center ice. Ethan Bell now backing him up. Bell has Everhart there, and it's going to go in. Canton-Akron with the score. 11:57 of the third period. They cut the lead to 3-1. Ethan Bell with the feed to Owen Everhart. Cuts the Scarborough lead. But 3-1. And the officials now talking. They're going to say no goal. They're going to change it.
What?
The officials have changed their mind. They're going to drop it to the right of Barker. And after they called it, and we're just going to play on here as Everhart will take the face off. Tyler Benson there as well. Puck will sail out center ice. Hannahberg chipping it up on the boards. Everhart walking the line now. You'll have to reset now as he puck trickled outside, but Tyler Benson now back in the offensive zone. He's trying to be rubbed off the puck by O'Neill. He'll go down. And it'll be a big shot from Ethan Bell. That'll send a Bruin player down, but he'll recover quickly. No call as Hannahberg will have to chase this one down. He'll race Brown for it behind the goal line. 11:20 left here, third period. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight, either on the Live 365 app or on TuneIn, or if you're listening to the simulcast on Facebook. Tyler Benson trying to work to the inside. Brown, though, taking a path away, Sin as well. And it's going to be Tuen. Tuen trying to work past Hannahberg, and he's going to try to slide his one past Connor Mold, but Mold's going to lock it down. He'll get the save. 10:54 left here, third period. Jets with the 3-0 deficit. Craven taking the face off against Kesper. Beat to the left of Connor Mold. And knocked out to center ice, and it'll be Zari that will pick this one up. Trip. Not called there by the officials there. Gage Weaver may have gotten away with that one. Puck down in the lower right corner to our right in that blind spot here. Max Campbell going to send it out to center ice. Gage Weaver trying to race down there as well as Rossi nicely. It'll be knocked back down to Romagnolo. And Kesper trying to work around, trying to find a sharp angle shot. Couldn't get it. And it's going to, he'll get it on the ricochet. Borelli with another score. On the backside, Scarborough takes a 4-0 lead. After the officials wiped out a score for Canton-Akron just moments ago.
I mean, are we sure they saw that? Sorry.
Officials being questioned now as to their certainty that went in, but they're not going to change their mind on this one. As Tyson Hunka will try to chase this one down and pick it up from Pellizzari. Irving from behind the net. Out to Black. Had an opportunity, but couldn't connect on the stick there. Ended up going off the boot of Lucas Black right in the slot. Seepy now going to chip this one down into the zone. It's going to go right behind the goal line. And Irving for Scarborough will pick it up. He'll try to sit around and take a shot from Black. Puck loose around the back of the net of Barker. Black stepping in. He'll miss Casper on the shot. Seepy stepping in as well. Odd man rush now, left to right for Scarborough. Takes a shot, going to go off the blocker side of Connor Mold. Pellizzari now tempted to pick up the puck at center ice. Black going to take a shot, or give a shot, actually. He'll knock down Vallejo. Hostler off the boards, trying to play it down in the zone. It'll go behind the line, and we're going to get an icing coming up against Canton-Akron. 9:18 left here in the third frame. And for the first time in quite some time, Ben Sanders will actually go to the bench. He spent most of the night in the box. So Borderi to take the face-off for the Bruins to the right of Connor Mold. Shot off the face-off by McKay. It'll go down into the corner. O'Neal now going D to D. And they'll chip this one down behind the goal line. No icing coming up. As Stashowski now on the ice. He'll chase down O'Neal with the puck. Deacon Johnson taken to the other side. He'll send it across to McKay. McKay through center ice. He'll try to work past McDonald. McDonald now to his left. He'll feed it to McDonald. We're looking for the shot, but it's going to go off of Connor Mold into the netting. We'll get the whistle with 8:42 left in the game. 4-0 is the Bruins lead. And Scarborough will go for a line change. Draw from to the right of Connor Mold. Tyler Benson trying to work it out of the zone. But Doncho's the closest one to it. Hanneberg working it off the boards. He'll collide with Sin. Puck will end up in the air, but Doncho's now going to drop this one back to Irving. Irving through center ice. Try to get it over to Tuen. Tuen had to come up to get it as it went off the stick of Bell. Barbieri now working it off the board down in the corner and around the kick plate. It'll get out to Tyler Benson. Benson going to take a shot from behind, and we're going to get a whistle. Checking from behind, I believe, will be the call against Tyler Pellizzari, excuse me. So he will head to the box, and Canton-Akron will head to the power play. 8:10 left here in the game. Jets trailing by a score of 4-0. 11:57 left in this period. An Owen Everhart goal was wiped out by the officials. Somehow or another convinced them that didn't go in. And for whatever reason, it looks like Aiden Sin is going to head to the locker room. It looks like he's got some uncomfortableness, to say the least. So hopefully whatever that is will not be serious. And he is doubled over by the locker room. So hopefully, again, nothing serious as Santacono going to help him. 8:10 left here as the Canton-Akron Jets will go to the power play. Sanders to take the face off to the left of Barker. Drop this one, and it'll be win by Canton-Akron, but it's going to be chipped all the way down ice. As Connor Mold will come out of the net to play it, and he'll send it all the way back down. He'll get it out to Barbieri. Barbieri going to try to drop it for Lucas Black, but Vallejo was there and redirected it. Everhart now from down behind the goal line of Connor Mold trying to work it forward. He'll come up the near side, trying to work it into the zone. Try to look for somebody in the slot. Nobody there. He'll try to wrap around, but Barker put his glove down on it. With 7:38 left in the game, 1:29 left on the man advantage for CAK. Trying to figure out how long Ben Sanders spent in the box. I would say the majority of the second and third period, but Honka from the far left corner. Looking for somebody. I was looking for Black, but we're going to get a whistle. Penalty coming up against Duncan McDonald. Actually, that's going to be Irving. They pointed to McDonald, but Irving will go to the box. So 1:18 left on the original penalty. 2 minutes for McDonald now as we'll go to 5-on-3. All right, so it looks like Canton-Akron's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future together. We are Youngstown State University, and now you know why.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
All right, coming out of the Canton-Akron timeout, 7:28 left in the game. Jets trail by a score of 4-0. They'll go to the man advantage. It'll be 5-on-3 for a minute 18. And Nikolov send it to Everhart. Everhart take a shot. Going to go off the stick of Borderi. Puck loose. And it's going to hit the back of the net. Black and Hunka securing the puck now. We'll send it back out to Everhart. Everhart stepping up, taking the shot. Going to go off the shoulder of Barker. And we'll sail out to center ice where Hunka will have to reset it. He'll send it to the near board. Nikolov send it across ice and back to Black. Lucas Black, junior out of West Branch High School, sent it to Barbieri. Barbieri out of Jackson High School. Nikolov from the blue line. He's going to take a shot, thought better, gave it to Everhart. Everhart takes a shot, won't make it through the traffic, and McDonald and Hunka will collide as Black picks up the puck. McDonald now with the puck. He'll work it off the boards, and it'll be stopped by Everhart, but we're going to have an offside. Everhart couldn't keep it in. With 6:29 left in the game. 20 seconds left on the original penalty. 1:02 to the second penalty for Scarborough. So 5-on-3 for the next 20 seconds. And we'll be at 5-on-4 for 42 seconds. Gage Weaver to take the face off. Excuse me, that'll be Lucas Black. Nikolov from the blue line. He'll go D to D, but it's going to be intercepted by Borderi. Borderi on the rush. As Everhart, though, will beat him to it. Everhart with the back check. He'll feed it over to Gage Weaver. Weaver working down the boards. Has Barbieri in the slot. Trying to feed somebody there. Couldn't get it off. He'll give it to Nikolov back out at the blue line. Nikolov going D to D. He'll get it to Everhart. Everhart takes a shot, but it's going to go high up into the netting with 5:59 left in the game. Bruins will clear one penalty. 32 seconds left on the second penalty. So it'll be 5-on-4 for the next half minute. They'll drop this one to the left of Barker. It'll be Lucas Black taking the face off against Kesper. Back out to the blue line, and puck will sail all the way down ice. And an icing coming up against the Bruins. 5:51 left in the game. 23 seconds left on the man advantage for Canton-Akron. Face off to come to the right of Barker this time. Travis Kesper, Lucas Black for the draw. Nikolov picking it up at center ice, trying to work to the inside, takes a shot. It'll go off the pad of Barker up in the air, and Gage Weaver, the closest one to it. He'll drop it back to Hanneberg. Hanneberg going to take the shot. Excuse me, that's going to be Everhart. Puck loose in front of the net, and it'll be kept in by Everhart. Great effort. As Everhart now walking the blue line. He'll take the shot, trying to get it through traffic, try to get it past Black. Weaver taking the shot as well. Put another pad save, and it'll be covered up by Theo Barker with 5:19 left in the game. All penalties cleared. Now we're back to 5-on-5. And the Jets will go for a full line change. It'll be Craven nicely. Max Campbell. Gavin Emmerling for the Canton-Akron Jets. Puck out the centers. Campbell now work this off the boards back down into the Jet zone. Picked up by Donchos. Donchos trying to send it out. He'll get to Kesper. Kesper will get hit just enough by Campbell to bring him off the puck. Craven trying to send it down the boards, but it'll be ricocheted to Campbell. Campbell trying to get it through center ice. We'll get a whistle. And we'll drop this one just outside of the Jets' defensive zone. Five minutes even left here in Game 3 of this weekend. And Kesper taking a shot from Campbell. He'll go down. Puck loose. And Gage Weaver into the zone. Craven to his left, to his right. Craven into the slot. Couldn't get there through the traffic. Weaver send us back out to Craven. Craven dropping back out to Campbell. Campbell going to take a shot. Going to go wide left of the cage. Emmerling. Same thing. And almost ricocheted in off of Barker. Craven now down into the corner. And it'll be Donchos with the puck. He'll feed it forward to Kesper. Kesper down the near board. Looking for somebody to pitch the puck to. Nobody there. CAK taking all the lanes away. Shot on net, but it's going to go off of a boot of a Jet. And another shot going over net of Connor Mold. 4:13 left in the game. And a shot from the circle. Glove save by Mold. 4-0 is the score in favor of the Bruins. 4:10 left in the game. "28 minutes officially of penalties for the Scarborough Bruins. 22 for the Canton-Akron Jets. Puck loose behind the goal line now. The Bruins trying to work it back out to O'Neal. O'Neal at the point. He'll go D to D. Has McKay. McKay trying to work his way in to take a shot. Another pad save by Connor Mold. Morderi going to take a shot off the glass. And Scarborough going to drop this to O'Neal. O'Neal trying to work it into the circle. He'll drop it low behind the goal line. And it'll get tied up. Hanneberg now stepping in as he'll try to battle Vallejo for it. Puck loose now. Seepy dropping it back to Connor Mold. Mold coming out the plate, and he'll send it out the boards. And it'll be McKay that'll pick it up at center ice. Black trying to put a shot on him. Didn't get all of it. McKay on the rush. Tried to work through the legs of a Jet player. Have it swiped away. And McDonald will send this one up into the Canton-Akron penalty box with 3:07 left in the game. So things kind of settling down here now after a lot of penalties. It's the only polite way we can put it. 28 minutes for the Bruins, 22 for the Jets. They have tested the will of the scoreboard keeper on the other side of the ice. Nikolov feed it through center ice. Ethan Bell going to send this one back around Barker's net. And Tyler Benson feeding it back to Everhart. Everhart working to the inside. He'll have it swiped away. And it'll be Kesper down the near board trying to get past Nikolov. Nikolov with the angle. And a shot on net. Another pad save by Connor Mold. Ethan Bell with an opportunity. Dropped the puck, though. And Tyler Benson feeding it over to Everhart. Everhart takes it a shot. Swallowed up by Barker. Great save by Theo Barker. With 2:32 left in the game. Both teams going for a full line change. We'll drop this to the left of the Bruins net. Donchos for the face-off against Deacon Johnson. Now to the blue line. Nikolov feinting a shot, but it'll go off the stick of Vallejo. Be redirected out to Hostler. Hostler back in his defensive zone, resetting. Donchos now setting across, and we're going to get a whistle with 2:16 left in the game. I'm told offside. Jets back on the ice tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Excuse me, 9:20 scheduled. As Stashowski will chip this one down into the zone. O'Neal now working it up the board. And Donchos now trying to feed it across. But it'll be Ben Sanders taking the path away from him. Vallejo going D to D. He'll give it to McKay. McKay going to take the shot. Tried to snap one past Connor Mold on the left side. Mold playing it left to right. And it'll be Deacon Johnson working into the zone, who have 3 black jerseys around him as the Jets go for a change. Craven against the board, trying to get to the puck. And it'll be Max Campbell taking a shot, but it's going to go high over the cage. With 1:27 left in the game, Emmerling feeding it over into the slot. Nobody there. Shot from the blue line by Gage Weaver, stopped by Barker. 1:16 left in the game. Jets trailing by a score of 4-0. Jets got the 2-0 win earlier. And lost the Saturday night game 1-0. So McDonald now into the zone. Takes a shot. Go wide right of the cage. Rossi nicely now getting it out to center ice. Trying to set it up for Gage Weaver. It'll be swiped up by Pellizzari. He'll send it up in the net. We'll get the whistle. 50 seconds left in this one, game 3 of the Rochester Power Play Tournament here on President's Day weekend. We'll drop this one at center ice. Honka and Kesper for the draw. As we wind this one down, 45 seconds left in the game. Black down in the near board, trying to feed it in the slot, looking for Connor Seepy. Seepy battling for it. It'll be into the corner. It'll be tied up with Pellizzari. Honka feeding it in the slot, was looking for Black, but it'll be ricocheted off of a stick and up in the air as Barbieri will come in, sending it around the net. And try to feed somebody in the slot. Nobody there. Barbieri going to try to take another shot. Going to go off Kesper's calf. And CP will reset it and send it all the way back to Hanneberg with just 15 seconds left here in game 3 of the weekend. Under 10 seconds of play, Barker will simply chip this one over, and that will bring us to the end of the game number 3 here on the weekend, as the Canton-Akron Jets will drop this one by a score of 4-0. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you the numbers, and we'll get you set up for tomorrow, as the Jets will be back on the ice as they take on Allegheny at 9:30 a.m. right here on Western Reserve Radio. We're back right after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here one last time as we wrap it up from the Tim Hortons Iceplex here in Rochester, New York. Day 2, Game 3 for the Canton-Akron Jets. They are 1-2 on the weekend. And it went like this. In the first period, it would be Scarborough to strike first with 5:53 left in the first frame. It would be McDonald bearing one to give the Bruins the 1-0 lead. And then it would be the Bruins that would convert on a power play with just 39 seconds left in the first period. Berderi getting the goal, giving the Bruins the 2-0 lead. No scoring in the second period. However, third period, Borelli would find the back of the net with 12:38 left in the third frame, giving the Bruins the 3-0 lead. 11:57 left in the game. Owen Eberhardt appeared to have found the back of the net, but after being called a goal, moments later, the officials waved it off and took the goal off of the board. And with 10:13 left in the third period, Borelli would get another one, as he would have 2 on the night. And he would secure the win, giving the Bruins the 4-0 victory. Penalties galore here. 28 minutes for the Bruins, 22 for Canton-Akron. And a lot of calls for roughing and unsportsmanlike here. So a spirited,
They each had a 10-minute misconduct.
a spirited tilt, we will say, as these two teams meet for the very first time. And Canton-Akron getting ready for the Buckeye Cup in here just in a couple of weeks. Also, we'll be back on the ice next Saturday at home. Stay tuned to all of our social media for that one. So Canton-Akron drops to 1-2 on the weekend. And we'll play Allegheny tomorrow, again, at 9:30. And to remind you, update out of Chicago, too, the Youngstown Phantoms, they get the 2-1 shootout win over the Chicago Steel. So for Canton-Akron, they moved to 30-12-1 on the season, and they'll look to get back on the winning track tomorrow morning at 9:30 right here at the Tim Hortons Iceplex in Rochester, New York, as they wrap up this weekend tournament. So for Caleb Mold, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here on the Live 365 app or tune in or wherever you may be listening into. Your score one last time here in Game 3. It's the Scarborough Bruins 4, the Canton-Akron Jets 0, and we will see you on the other side. Thanks for listening.
Please stand by for a special presentation. We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
To the stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know. Do you own a
Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you are ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-858-6811. 800-858-6811. 800-858-6811. That's 800-858-6811.
On the next The Numbers Game, it's me, Joe Serralo, still in for Gil alongside Kelly Bidlin. We'll be joined by Wes Reynolds to talk some golf and college basketball on the show. Plus, we'll hit the MLB futures market, including some division exactas that we're excited for, NFL early offseason awards markets, and some second-half NBA win totals as they return from the break. Only here on A Numbers Game, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.
This is Money Moves.
Is there a chance you think he retires? Or is that not the note that a guy like Aaron Rodgers is going to go out on?
I think that Aaron Rodgers doesn't care what you or I or anybody actually thinks at the end of the day. And so this whole, like, the legacy thing, the all whatever, so, I mean, if he just kind of faded away, I don't know if he'd care all that much. I still think he probably wants to put in another season, considering this one was just such an incredible disappointment.
Catch Money Moves every weekday at noon Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Scott Seidenberg back here with you. It is Live Bet Sunday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Always on Twitter at Scott's On Air. I just, again, thinking about this game between the Rising Stars and Shaq's OGs, I'm trying to picture Adam Silver in a press conference or a media event tomorrow explaining like the Rising Stars winning in this event and playing in the final, like in the All-Star game. Unless his argument's going to be like that, hey, maybe this will force the All-Stars to take this more seriously and play harder next year. Or what's more likely to happen is the Stars will say, no thanks. I don't want to play in this game. I was named to the All-Star team. Good enough for me. No reason to go out there and, lose to a bunch of rookies and get embarrassed. I don't want to do that. Thanks for naming me to the All-Star game. Good enough. I'm not participating. LeBron James, my ankle's sore. If tonight, legit question, and I don't have the answer. I don't think anybody will have the answer. Certainly, I don't think LeBron will ever reveal the answer. But if the All-Star game tonight, let's say, was what we hope the final is going to be, but let's say it was USA versus the world, which is something they've done in the Rising Stars before, something that we all want to see happen in the NBA All-Star game. Let's say it was USA versus the world, and there were bragging rights on the line between the best players from the United States and the best international players. Would LeBron James play in the All-Star game tonight? Or would his ankle be too sore? See, I think LeBron James plays. If this was a traditional All-Star game, or even one, like I mentioned, if we did, USA versus the world, LeBron doesn't end his streak of All-Star games to not play. The reason why LeBron's not playing tonight is because this is a fluky format where he's got to play one game against rookies and another game against, then a second game against, the MVPs and Jokic and Shea and whatnot. But we're at a point right now. I know they're trying to come up with ideas to get ratings and to get people to watch this thing. What the NHL did was unbelievable. In lieu of the All-Star game, to have this Four Nations face-off has proved to be one of the greatest decisions that Gary Bettman has ever made as commissioner of the NHL. And yes, the reason for this was to give the players something that they have wanted for a long time, and also to tease the audience and get people interested in the upcoming Olympics next year. Because for the first time in the past several Olympics, we're going to have the NHL players playing in the Olympics. It's only been, 5 times that NHL players, that best on best, have participated in the Olympics. And I believe that was Sochi. Sochi in 2014 was the last time we had NHL players in the Olympics. Connor McDavid was 17 years old. That's wild. The last time we had best on best, the NHL held a World Cup of Hockey in 2016. And Connor McDavid played for Team North America. They had a separate North American team, which was 23 and under. It was like a young team of players from Canada and the U.S. But think about, we had Nagano in 1998, Salt Lake City in 2002, Turin in 2006, Vancouver 2010, Sochi 2014. That's it. That's the last. 2014 was the last time we had NHL players in the Olympics. Starting now next year in 2026 in Milan, NHL players will be back in the Olympics. So to get interest in that event, the NHL said, you know what? We're kind of going to prepare our audience and we're going to prepare our players and we're going to hold an event of our own. Because one of the reasons that the NHL did not want their players to go to the Olympics and the owners did not want their players to go to the Olympics is because they lose money. It's just, it's a fact. They lose money. They have to shut down their sport for 2 weeks. Okay. They get no ticket money because there's no games being played. There's no broadcast rights. So the NHL doesn't get the broadcast for those games. There's no sponsorship money that comes in for the NHL because it's all part of the IIHF. It's all part of the International Ice Hockey Federation and the Olympics. And then, you know, the TBS, USA, or whatever the network is, NBC Universal, gets all the TV stuff. So the owners lose money. And also you run the risk of a player getting hurt, like John Tavares did several years ago, and doesn't play for your NHL team because they get hurt in the Olympics, because these players have so much pride in playing for their country. As we have a fiery crash at the Daytona 500. Get you updated on what's going on there as the Daytona 500 is coming to a close. Right now, trying to see what we are at with the lap-wise and the standings. But, yeah, that was a pretty wild crash there. Update you on what's going on there in Daytona. But back to the Olympics and the NHL and whatnot. So the NHL decided, Gary Bettman, the commissioner, said, you know what? We got the Olympics next year. We're going to give our fans a little bit of a preview. Everyone's wanted this since 2014. So we're going to run our own mini tournament. And guess what? We make all the money. Our players are happy because they're representing their country, but it's our broadcast rights. Okay? The games are played in our arenas, in representing our teams. And so we have this Four Nations face-off, and the results, unbelievable. I mentioned the ratings. Everyone's excited about it, okay? And this is a preview for the Olympics coming up next year. And then the NHL also decides that they're going to bring back the World Cup of Hockey. So instead of the All-Star game this year, Four Nations face-off. Instead of the All-Star game next year, Olympic break. And then we'll see what they do in 2027. But in 2028, there'll be a World Cup of Hockey. And that might be during the season or before the season or whatever it is. But they're going to do the World Cup of Hockey again. So there'll be international competitions every 2 years, is what they hope. And from the Olympics to the World Cup of Hockey, like it used to be. The NBA had an opportunity here. This all-star format is a joke. Give the fans what they want. Give the players what they want. A competitive atmosphere. Make it USA versus the world. Put something on the line. And then you'll see the fans tune in. Then you'll see the players buy in. But to have this little gimmicky format, play to 40, target score, 2 games, then a championship, and now we have a Rising Stars team playing. Don't get me wrong. The Rising Stars team's got talent. Okay? And maybe these players come out and fight hard and they play locked. They really try to pick it up, defensive intensity and whatnot. But I think it will be really bad for the NBA if they win this game. Really bad for what's going to happen tonight, for the remainder of the evening, watching the games, and really bad for the All-Star game moving forward. Because I could see a scenario where if the Rising Stars win tonight, I mean, these players are just going to be like, we're not going to do this again. And then, of course, these players are going to have to not live down what has occurred tonight, losing to a bunch of future Hall of Famers, losing to a bunch of first year and second year players. Something that we can absolutely keep an eye on. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Hit me up on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, ScottsOnair. Let me tell you guys about ProfitX. It's a peer-to-peer exchange available in 40-plus states right now. And instead of betting against sportsbooks, you're competing against other fans. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds, on average by 10 to 20%. And when football season over, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is right around the corner. So right now, ProfitX is offering 0% commission on all college basketball games through President's Day tomorrow. So you can experience ProfitX Advantage, the ProfitX Advantage, firsthand. Download ProfitX with code VSIN today. And again, that's all college games through President's Day tomorrow. Speaking of President's Day, it just makes no sense why today's not the Super Bowl. I know it would be extending the season a little bit longer, but like the NHL, the NFL wants to extend the season anyway. It always makes sense to me. You extend the season by another week. You give each team 2 buys during the regular season, and you make sure that your Super Bowl is played on the Sunday before.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and you're listening to the home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio.
Hi, I'm Joe Serralo, the host of Cashing Out on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, Sunday through Thursday nights, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. Every night, we react to the biggest news in the sports betting world and get you ready to bet the top games of the week. We'll go over how the money was made or lost with tons of energy, fun, and laughs that are bound to keep you up through the night. Plus, we'll preview the next day's action to give you a leg up on your bets. Check us out on SiriusXM Channel 158 and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
This is Cashing Out on VSiN.
I do think that this Red Sox team could be an incredible team to the under to start out the year, and Alex Bregman is a notoriously slow starter. The first 6-8 weeks of the season, if you expect Alex Bregman to put the Boston Red Sox on his shoulders, I would say look back at the tape and look back at what he was doing those first few weeks of the season for the Houston Astros the last few years, and I think that you're going to be mistaken.
Cashing Out, Saturday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Scott Seidenberg back here with you. It's Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We had a little commercial break here in the second of the NBA All-Star games. Team Shaq, the OGs, leading the Rising Stars right now, 15-10 live betting opportunities. Team Shaq minus 7.5. Total of 72.5 as you look towards that target score of 40. But Team Shaq, 15-10 lead. Steph Curry leads the way with 5 points. He is 1 of 2 from 3-point range. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay with my Steph Curry MVP right now. Okay, he's got 5 points to lead the team and 1 3-pointer. We're just going to need him to hit maybe another 1 or 2 more threes. I talked about betting that over 2.5 threes or 3 3-pointers to be made at plus 160 up on DraftKings. Thought that was an interesting bet. He's already got 1 3, and he did miss the other one, so that would have been nice if he got the second one there. But we'll see what happens here as they continue this game. And much like the first game, I think it's going to continue to be loose, very loosey-goosey, until we get to somebody getting upwards of 25 to 30 points. Once we have a team that gets close to that 25-30 range, then I think the defensive intensity picks up and they play a little bit smarter basketball as opposed to this, just chucking up threes. Speaking of threes, as the Young Bucks make the Rising Stars make a 3, it is now 15-13. So I think we get more defense and I think we get better, smarter basketball, normal basketball as we get closer and closer towards that target score range. If you're looking for Shaq's team to cover the 6.5 like I am, the magic number is 33. We cannot have the Rising Stars get to 33 points as we are tied up at 15. You cannot have the Rising Stars get to 33. As long as they stay under 33, then Shaq's team will go on to win and cover. So that is the magic number. They're already at 15, though, so I'm not comfortable as of yet, but we'll see how they continue. College basketball in progress right now. I mentioned the earlier game was Oregon taking on Rutgers that was going on while we were on the air. Oregon blows them out 75-57. They cover the 7.5-point spread. And like I talked about that, the West Coast, the traveling cross country is just becoming so increasingly difficult for these teams that are not familiar with the travel spots there in college basketball. So something to keep an eye on. As I mentioned, Rutgers did beat UCLA earlier this year when UCLA had to travel east, and now Rutgers traveling west. Not a good spot here against Oregon. I would expect Rutgers this weekend will host USC. I think that's a good spot to back the Scarlet Knights when USC has to go cross country. But second half action in South Bend right now. Louisville, a 51-44 lead over Notre Dame, 9:50 to go in the second half there, 51-44. Louisville was a 7.5 point favorite, So they are leading by 7 right now. And the only other college game in progress, it is Valparaiso and Evansville. Evansville, a 60-57 lead with 6:57 to go in the second half there. All right, taking a look at what's going on here as we got another deep 3 attempt that does not go in. Didn't like that, obviously. I think that was Steph. We really wanted him to hit that. And, credit these Rising Stars. These kids are they're playing hard. I wonder how much this lasts. Another turnover by the OGs. Another basket by the Young Stars, and this game is getting closer and maybe a little too close for comfort right now, as it is 20-19 in favor of the OGs. So not liking what I'm seeing here from the OGs. Again, I have them -6.5, and we'll see what happens as we get closer and closer to the target scores. The Rising Stars take the lead, 21-20. Oh my goodness! It can't happen. I mean, I can't. I do not think this happens here. Good bounce back there from, I believe that was Jason Tatum driving the lane. So this is a lot more competitive, I think, than certainly what I wanted it to be, what I hoped it would be, and just sloppy basketball being played here. It looks like an all-star game. It looks like a terrible all-star game, to be honest with you. Turnovers. There was another turnover there on a failed alley-oop attempt. No defense, a dunk. Like, yeah, this reminds me of watching Wisconsin Green Bay earlier today against Wright State, where like a high school game looked better than this. But this isn't basketball. This isn't basketball. This is just sloppiness. This is guys just chucking up three after three. Another three there by the Rising Stars. This is going to be quite the sweat down the stretch. All right, we are at the final lap of the Daytona 500, or final two laps of the Daytona 500. Lap 199 of 201. Austin Cindric is now your new leader. Denny Hamlin is in second. Cole Custer is in third. The Kyle Busch was your favorite to start the race before it even went off. Ryan Blaney was plus 1,100. Denny Hamlin plus 1,100. Austin Cindric was 20-1. Now, he's won this race before. And I'm not a big NASCAR bettor. I don't know much about betting NASCAR, but when I was looking at the odds and I was looking at prior winners, I said, why not put a flyer on a prior winner in this event? And at 20-1, I thought that Cindric was interesting. I didn't bet it just because, obviously, I don't bet NASCAR. I don't know about betting NASCAR. But, in terms of just analyzing the odds, I figured, hey, why not? Well, Austin Cindric is in first place right now. He is your leader. Now, William Byron is your leader, as we got back and forth affair. And I believe we are going to overtime. Now, I got to see how this works, but I believe because there was a caution that we might be headed towards overtime. So let me get some clarity on what exactly is going on here at the Daytona 500. As right now I am seeing William Byron first, Tyler Reddick second, Jimmy Johnson third. Jimmy Johnson still racing? Third. Thought he retired. Chase Briscoe fourth. So this leaderboard completely flipped. Was there a wreck, guys, on the final lap? So, all right. So it appears to be a wreck on the final lap that might have changed the standings here. And do we have confirmation of this, or are they going to continue this race? Yeah, it looks like unofficial results are William Byron winning because of the wreck here on the final lap. And I don't know what drivers were involved in the wreck, but there's a chance that this race is not necessarily over. Unofficial results right now. But if it is William Byron as your winner, he went off at, prior to the race, plus 1,700. So right in front of Austin Cindric as your, in terms of the favorites. William Byron was plus 1,700 to win the Daytona 500. And right now, he is your leader. See, now I'm seeing Ryan Blaney shoot up to the leader. As I'm on the NASCAR official website, and this leaderboard continues to flip, as I guess they're going to get clarity here about what is going on. But now I'm seeing a flip now to Ryan Blaney being the leader. I don't know. I'm not listening to the broadcast. I'm just kind of watching the TV here on Fox and trying to monitor what's going on Twitter. But there was a wreck on the final lap. And it appears that, is that William Byron doing the donuts? So Byron is doing the spin out here. Looks like a celebratory spin out, which would have you believe that he is your winner. And if that's the case, cash the William Byron ticket at plus 1,700. And for those of you wondering, because some of you out there that don't necessarily bet NASCAR on a weekly basis might have had a fun bet or not to put in there, William Byron's car number is 24. That is an even number. So if you bet the winning driver, the winning car to be an even number, cash it with William Byron, the number 24 car, the Chevy number 24 car, your winner of the Daytona 500 2025. Unofficially, but the guy's doing donuts, so I assume it's official. Congratulations, William Byron. Congratulations to all those who cashed at the plus 1,700 price on William Byron to win the Daytona 500. Well, with the Daytona race over, NASCAR is going to get underway for the full season swing. The NBA All-Star festivities will be over before we know it. NHL Four Nations face-off. Then the second half begins. March Madness right around the corner. I mean, this is the best time of the sports calendar year when it's non-football. So you got to start betting smarter with a V.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
At Circa Resort and Casino, cozy up by a fire pit, enjoy handcrafted cocktails, and raise a champagne toast as the sun sets over the Las Vegas Valley. With breathtaking panoramic views and an unforgettable atmosphere, it's the perfect setting for any occasion. Legacy Club Rooftop Cocktails. Reserve your spot today at circalasvegas.com.
This is Make It Rain with Adam Shine.
Aaron Glenn wanted his team back, and that's fine. But now you have to ultimately, when it's all said and done, be able to find a quarterback if you're New York. I think that Rodgers is going to ultimately sign for one of these four teams. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Vegas Raiders, the Indianapolis Colts, or the Tennessee Titans.
Make It Rain with Adam Shine. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on the next Follow the Money, I'm on vacation. Mitch is back Tuesday. It'll be JVT and Mike Palm holding it down. Reaction to the weekend, NHL, Four Nations, also All-Star Weekend in the NBA, and a look ahead to the second half with some futures as well and NFL Draft Talk. Follow the Money weekdays, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, Sirius XM Channel 158, and get the VSiN Watch app.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, well, we want the drama, and we got drama. As right now, 37-31, the OGs lead. A three-pointer would win the game and cover the 6.5-point spread. Please. But right now, the Rising Stars are battling. If they score a basket here and make it 33 points, then there's only one shot. 40 to 33 would be your only shot to cover. I guess they can get to 41. Like, obviously, if they score and make it 39-33 and then another basket to make it 41-33. But I said the magic number was 33 for the Rising Stars. If they get to 33, that's the most that they can get in order for Team Shaq to cover this thing. And it looks like this is what I don't like about the target score thing, is that the players are just trying to get the three for the win. They're trying to shoot the three, and there's the basket. There's 33. 37-33, the Team Shaq leads as they, this is unbelievable. What a sweat. What a sweat this is if you had the minus 6.5 like I do, sweating this out right now, as it is 37-33 here. Rising Stars can lock up the cover with a basket. And a three-pointer from the Rising Stars is airballed. And let's see, are they going to try and shoot the three? Nope. Okay, 39-33. So again, a basket for the Rising Stars makes it 39-35. So a three-pointer here is the only way you can cover the 6.5. Because then it could be 42-35 the final score and a 7-point win. But any basket here for the Team Shaq, and they will win 41-35. But the Rising Stars, they missed. Shaq's team missed. Rising Stars have the basketball. Again, 39-35 is the score. Target score is 40. So the shot missed. All right, here we go. Down the lane. What's going on? They call a foul? Did they call a foul? Clean block. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. It looks like, is it Team Shaq ball now out of bounds? I believe that's Team Shaq ball out of bounds. Surprised they didn't call a foul. There was one free throw earlier. There was one free throw attempted earlier by Team Rising Stars. The first free throw in this game, actually. The only free throw in this entire NBA All-Star game, as no way. Now a foul is called, but it's not a shooting foul, I would assume. So we're still at 39-35. And that was absolutely a foul on Kevin Durant. Durant should have been at the free throw line, needing one free throw to win this game. But again, 39-35 is the score. This is such a sweat right now, as fadeaway for Durant is missed. And let's see if they shoot a three or if they try for the win. What do they do here? A shot is missed. And what's going on? Jump ball. Okay. All right, guys, this is like the ultimate sweat right now, because for me, I have the minus 6.5. Okay. And for minus 6.5, I would need a three-pointer here to make it 42-35 so that they win by 7. Now, that's the sweat that's going on right now between these teams. It is a jump ball situation right now, 39-35. I guess this is all I could have asked for, honestly. I wasn't going to be entertained, but sweating this out is entertaining. There's a three. Oh, he made it. Cover. Damian Lillard with a three. 42-35 final. Team Shaq minus 6.5. Never a sweat. I don't see many people clapping here behind me. I don't know. I mean, am I the only one that is sick enough to bet this thing? Minus 6.5? I'm sorry. That is unbelievable. Damian Lillard hits the game-winning three, 42-35, the final score, as Team Shaq advances to take on Team Chuck in the final of the NBA All-Star Game. Look, as much as I'm down on this event, and I was like talking about how bad basketball it was, as someone who bet the minus 6.5, I already got the win on Team Chuck minus 3.5. To bet the minus 6.5 here, to have a sweat like that, I did not expect it, and the fact that I got it made it thoroughly entertaining. So, I mean, this is sports betting, right? Thank you. Damian Lillard winds up being the leading scorer for Team Shaq with 9 points, as he finished with 9 points on 3 of 4 from three-point range. Steph Curry had 8 points, 2 of 8 from three-point range. Now, I'm not exact, and Jaylen Brown had 8 points as well. I don't think I'm dead yet for the All-Star Game MVP, because it all comes down to who performs in this final championship game. Like, that's going to determine the All-Star Game MVP. Whichever player shines in this final game is going to be named the MVP. And it could be for Team Chuck, could be for Team Shaq. Obviously, I'm on Steph Curry. He's the hometown guy. I bet him plus 550. I want him to win the MVP. Live market right now. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander plus 140. Steph Curry plus 250. Damian Lillard plus 400. That is your live market right now for the All-Star Game MVP. And again, it comes down to who performs in this championship game. Here's the one thing I do, at least I feel like is good for me, that I have going in my favor, is that Steph was, I mentioned, 2 of 8 from three-point range is not good. But the fact that he took 8 three-pointers, I actually am very happy with that. Because if Steph shoots 8 three-pointers in this championship game, the odds are he's going to hit 3 of them. And so if you're giving me at least 9 points from Steph in this championship game and they win, I think Steph's going to be named MVP. Right now, even though the odds tell me, or the odds are telling us, that Steph is a favorite over Damian Lillard, because right now Shea is plus 140, Steph is plus 250, Damian Lillard plus 400. Even though that's what the odds say, I would actually have Lillard ahead of Steph right now, because Damian Lillard hit the game-winning shot right there for the cover. Thank you. Shout out. He finished with 9 points to lead the team, and he was 3 of 4 from three-point range, where Steph was 2 of 8. However, Damian Lillard also had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Steph, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. So now we want to talk about filling up the stat sheet. He had 8 points, which second in the team. The 2 of 8, not great, but 6 rebounds? That was the most rebounds on the team. 6 rebounds for Steph. So maybe if he puts, give me another 5-6 rebounds in the next game. But the leading scorer for this game was Damian Lillard with the 9 points. And Shea, who is the favorite to be the MVP, he led the way with 12 points in the first game for Team Chuck. 12 points for Shea with 2 rebounds and 1 assist, which is why he is the favorite right now. Should Team Chuck win, I agree, it's going to be Shea being the MVP. But should Team Shaq win, I think Steph is very live right now because the 6 rebounds filling out the stat sheet, obviously looking good. 8 points, slightly behind his teammate Damian Lillard, but it all comes down to who performs in this final game. And on his home floor, the fact that he took 8 3-pointers, do it again. Shoot another 8 times. Because I believe that if he does shoot another 8 times, he should make 2 to 3 more 3-pointers and have a chance to capture the MVP. Keeping you up to date on what's going on in college basketball, Louisville right now with 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining has a 67-55 lead over Notre Dame. Louisville closed as a 7.5-point favorite. So right now they are covering with a 12-point lead. So Louisville 67-55 lead over Notre Dame. 3 minutes to go in regulation. Coming up next, we'll get you caught up once they start this All-Star game. And I'm going to be watching to see if the MVP markets remain live throughout the game, or if they're just going to be live until we get
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back here on Live Bet Sunday, I'm Scott Seidenberg on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Following the live markets here on this All-Star MVP, I think it's fascinating. Differing sports books have differing opinions, obviously. DraftKings right now has Shea at plus 130 with Steph Curry plus 250, Damian Lillard at plus 450. Looking over at FanDuel, and they actually have the lineup for the final game, and it is Team Chuck, the international guys, at minus 2.5 with Team Shaq a juiced plus 2.5. But Shea almost close to an even money favorite to be the MVP, plus 105. And it looks like now, let's see, that market is now off the board over at FanDuel. We'll see if we can get an update on DraftKings. And we're looking at, DraftKings now has Team Chuck minus 1.5. And the over is at 75.5. And again, same lines on the MVP. Shea plus 130, Steph plus 250, Damian Lillard plus 450. Updating to see if FanDuel has changed anything there. They're still at 2.5. Here's what they have. This is interesting. Shea at plus 105 for the All-Star Game MVP. And then they have, Wemby's plus 950. Where's Curry? Curry is plus 290. Damian Lillard plus 500. So it goes Shea at plus 105, Curry plus 290, Lillard plus 500. And again, Shea is the favorite for a reason. First off, he led the first game with 12 points. He's got the most points out of anybody so far in this tournament. 12 points is the most by any player. And Team Chuck is the favorite in this championship game. Damian Lillard led Team Shaq with 9 points in their first game, 3 of 4 from three-point range, including the final shot to win it and cash the cover. My dude. Steph had 8 points. He was 2 of 8 from three-point range. Now, I love the fact that he's shooting volume. Like, keep shooting, dude. Like, keep going. Because if he gets 8 shots in this championship game, I'm banking on him making at least 3 of them. And so that's pretty good. If he makes 3 3-pointers, I think we got a good chance to capture the MVP. But Steph was 2 of 8 from the field. He finished with 8 points. He made 2 3-pointers. So he finished with 8 points. But he also had 6 rebounds and by far led his team in rebounds, and he had an assist. So Steph, not only, like, the points are certainly the sexy stat that everyone's going to look at, but there's a chance that Steph winds up being, the leader in rebounds for the team, maybe the assist leader. Like, he could fill up the stat sheet and then get the nod as the hometown guy, given the MVP. This is your arena, right? Like, let's be honest. They say, we can, different stadiums have different nicknames, right? Yankee Stadium's the house that Ruth built and all that stuff. The Chase Center in San Francisco is the house that Steph built. Because without Steph Curry and the Warriors becoming the dynasty that they became, they don't get a new arena in San Francisco. They're still playing in Oakland. So, and I know the people of Oakland hate it, but because they lost all their teams, but the Chase Center is Steph's building. He's the reason why the Warriors became a dynasty. And because the Warriors became a dynasty, the funding became available, and the city of San Francisco agreed, and all the tax money and all that stuff. And they said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to build you a state-of-the-art arena in San Francisco, as opposed to you playing over in, Oakland in a decrepit old building next to a coliseum that's essentially a cesspool. Literally, raw sewage comes up from the bottom, from the grates there at the Oakland Coliseum. So I think that if, Steph has a decent game, Team Shaq goes on to win, I think there's a good chance. It's the narrative aspect that I'm playing towards. That's why I bet him to be the MVP, that he gets the nod. But it's not about what happened in the first game. You could forget the first game. It's all about what happens here in the championship. And we are moments away from the start of that championship game. Same rules. We will play to a target score of 40. You can exceed 40, like we saw in that first game with Lillard hitting that 3, getting to 42. Right now, differing lines across the market. In fact, let's take a look at what we have here at Circa on the championship game. Circa is at -2.5 for Chuck's Global Stars with a total of 76. And that's pretty much what it is across the board here in Vegas. Chuck's Global Stars, which is the international guys, Shea, Wemby, Jokic, -2.5 with the total at 76. Although DraftKings still has a 1.5 for Team Chuck with a total of 75.5. So interesting. You can take if you like Team Chuck, at DraftKings, it's -1.5. And if you like Team Shaq, take the +2.5 at pretty much every other book that is available. I'm looking across the board. We're seeing 2.5 and 76. I like catching the 2.5, to be honest with you. And I, get to 38 points. And if that's the case, this game's going over. Because if Shaq's team covers 2.5, well, I guess there's a way that they could cover and they win the game outright and Chuck's team doesn't score, essentially. But I think that I think it's a good bet taking the +2.5. Total has dropped down. Total's now at 76.5. I'm just watching the market. I mean, my screen is just lighting up. So people are obviously betting. I don't know if it's behind me at the counter. There's a couple of people at the counter down there, or maybe on their apps that are firing in on this All-Star game. But Circa has moved to 76.5 now for the total for this game. Chuck's Global Stars against Shaq's OGs, and Team Chuck, the international guys, are -2.5. Let's get you caught up with the college basketball action. It is now a final in South Bend as Louisville wins and covers against Notre Dame 75-60. They were 7.5-point favorites, and they close out on a big run there to finish the second half 40-32. So they win 75-60, covering the 7.5. Evansville wins against Valpo, the final game of the night, 79-69. We had a flip of the favorites in this one. It was Evansville as the favorite, then it flipped to Valpo, but Evansville wins with a big second half effort, 79-69 the final. So all college basketball games are a final. The Daytona 500 is a final. NHL Four Nations will resume tomorrow with a best bet from myself on Team Canada, -1.5 goals. William Byron wins his second Daytona 500 in a row. Congratulations there. And there was a bunch of wrecks late in the race that knocked out a bunch of the leaders. And that sent Byron into the number one spot. And that's the crazy part about betting NASCAR. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are really, really, heavy on NASCAR betting and things like, and are really locked into the racing scene. But imagine, and I get it. Listen, I love the sweat, right? I mean, I bet Team Shaq -6.5, and I needed Damian Lillard to hit a 3 for the clinching basket in order for me to cover. I find it fascinating. Like, imagine you had, I don't know who was close to leading at that point, but like a Ryan Blaney maybe was at the top, or Austin Cindric, I think, was one of the guys who was at the top of the standings. And you are one lap away from winning this bet. You have a 20-1 bet on Austin Cindric to win. It is the last lap of the race. You just watched 200 laps of guys making left turns. You have a 20-1 ticket that is about to cash, and all of a sudden, someone gets bumped from behind, someone gets bumped into the wall, and there's a wreck that takes out your driver, and you go from winning your bet to then losing it. And on the flip side, if your bet was absolutely smoked, your guy's in 10th or 11th place, and you're thinking, well, I should have just bet him to finish top 10 because at least maybe if he passes this one guy, he can finish top 10, but my outright winner, that's not happening. All of a sudden, a crash in front of you, your driver now gets to be in first place and he wins. And I get it. Like that's like, we're talking about from a betting perspective and like we're sweating out our bets or even our little sprinkles on these outrights. Like this is these drivers' livelihoods and their careers. So yeah, I can imagine the frustration or the pain of being the driver and being in first place and getting taken out on the last lap, or being the guy in 10th place and then all of a sudden being shot up to first and winning the Daytona 500. Like, yeah, that's crazy that happens. I don't know if I have the stomach for it. But congratulations to William Byron. Went off at 17-1 to win his second consecutive Daytona 500. Hendricks Motorsports gets the win there. The number 24 car. So I know there were some of you out there that were betting odd or even on the car number for the winner. The car number is even, number 24, as William Byron wins his second consecutive Daytona 500. All right, we are moments away from the tip-off of the All-Star Game final. And it is exactly what the NBA had hoped for and what all of our fans had hoped for. The two favorites, the two most popular teams with the most popular players playing in the championship game. I go back to what I said earlier in the program. I don't know what Adam Silver's message to the media would have been tomorrow if the Rising Stars team won, especially with all the animosity that was being directed in their direction for even being allowed to play in this game against the NBA All-Stars. But championship game coming up. Team Chuck, Team Shaq up next. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Live Bet Sunday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026. Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the timeshare.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
I want to retire.
No.
Because he's going to be irrelevant, and he couldn't do the Pat McAfee hits every Tuesday. If he retires, nobody's going to care what he has to say. He doesn't want to retire. He wants to play, and Tim, I think there's going to be a few potential landing spots for him out there.
Catch VSiN Primetime weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back here on Live Bet Sunday. I'm Scott Seidenberg, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The players are getting their pregame shots up as we are moments away from tip-off of the championship game of the NBA All-Star Tournament, All-Star festivities, whatever you want to call it. It's the NBA All-Star game going on right now at the Chase Center in San Francisco. It is the final between Team Chuck, the international players, against Team Shaq, the OGs, without LeBron James. In case you are just tuning in or you're watching the All-Star game and you're listening to us, or you're just tuning us in and you're saying, hey, what happened in that first game? Why isn't LeBron on the court? Well, it was announced probably about an hour before this thing started that LeBron was not going to play in tonight's game dealing with ankle soreness. And we saw some movement on the spread because Team Shaq, which is the OGs, that's the LeBron team with Steph and KD and whatnot, they had gone off. They were 6.5-point favorites, all week. And then it got bet up to 7.5. And once the announcement came down that LeBron was not going to play, it went back down to 6.5. But they win 42-35 over the Rising Stars team. So they win and cover. And now we'll see if they can pull it off here in the championship game, where they are 2.5-point underdogs to Team Chuck right now. And my pick to win the MVP is Steph Curry. So we're hoping that it is going to be a Steph Curry night here in the championship. We are underway in San Francisco. Keep you up to date on everything. I just need some threes from Curry. He shot 8 3-pointers. Did Steph just hit a running three? That's a good start. I said I just need a couple of threes from Curry as he shot 8 3-pointers in the first game, went 2 of 8 from the field, but he did have 6 rebounds. So he was the leading rebounder for the team, and he was the favorite to win the MVP prior to the first game starting. But then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 12 points in the first game as Steph just missed his second 3-pointer. So I guess I like the volume. I like the fact that he's shooting the threes. But I said, as long as Steph does what he did in the first game, which is shoot 8 3-pointers, like, I'm cool. Shoot 8 threes. Because if he shoots 8 3-pointers, the odds are he's not going to go 2 of 8 like he did in the first game. Now, he's already 1 of 2, so we'll keep an eye on if he gets more opportunities here. So he is 1 of 2, and the one that he made was like a runner where he jumped from the 3-point line and kind of like floated it in. Nice shot there. But anyway, he's 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, so he's got 3 points, and if he shoots 8 times, I think he's going to make at least 3. And so if he makes 3, I mean, I'm happy with it. Like, he's going to be the MVP because, as I mentioned, he's got the 6 boards already in the first game, and this is his arena. He's got the narrative. If the world team wins, it's going to be Shai because he's going to have to be the reason. He's going to be the leading scorer likely. Jason Tatum just made a dunk. It is 5-0 Team Shaq. So, again, I don't have any bets on this game. I didn't bet the final. I only bet the first 2 games, but I have Steph for the MVP, so I need Team Shaq to win in order for Steph to get the MVP, and a couple of 3-pointers certainly would help the cause. Again, Steph went off as the favorite, plus 550 prior to the games beginning, but then after the first game, in which after the first game where it was Shea having the 12 points, and because the way that first game ended, and then you had, Team Chuck as the favorite going into this final, Shea, before this game, was a plus 105 favorite to be the MVP. Different sports books had different lines. I believe FanDuel had plus 105 on Shea, and DraftKings had plus 130 on Shea, but he was the favorite. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was the favorite to win the MVP when this game tipped off, or prior to this game tipping off. Steph Curry was the second favorite, and Damian Lillard was the third favorite. Damian Lillard, who had the game-winning three-pointer and made us cover, but hit a three-pointer there and finished with 9 points to lead Team Shaq. He was 3 of 4 from three-point range as he emerged as the favorite to be the MVP. And right now, it is an 11-0 lead for Team Shaq in the race to 40. And Jason Tatum, 2 of 2 from three-point range, as Tatum has 8 points out of the first 11 points for Team Shaq. So Steph Curry's got 3 on the 1 3-pointer. Tatum has got 8. Steph Curry, though, as I mentioned, and this is good for the MVP bets, filling up the stat sheet. Steph has 3 rebounds and 1 assist. Steph was the leading rebound getter in the first game. He had 6 boards in that first game for Team Shaq. And now he has 3 already with 1 assist. Jason Tatum also has 2 rebounds, but the 8 points for Jason Tatum as Team Shaq leads 11-0, now 11-1 with a free throw going in there for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So, hey, nice to see some free throws here in the NBA All-Star game. But keep an eye on this. They'll probably have like a stoppage at some point coming up. But right now it is Jason Tatum, who we'll see if there's any. Is there any update on MVP? Haven't seen any update on. Oh, let's see. Shea plus 160, Steph plus 200, Jason Tatum now plus 400. And I mentioned, like, as much as it's about like the whole tournament in its entirety, the player that really emerges here in this final game is going to win the MVP. So if Jason Tatum continues this tear, and right now he's got 8 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 3-pointers, 1 dunk with 2 rebounds, Team Shaq up 11-1, and live on DraftKings, Jason Tatum plus 300 to be the MVP. Shea plus 160, Steph plus 200, Jason Tatum plus 300. Now, selfishly, I would like Tatum to slow down. I don't like this. Okay? Please don't hit any more 3-pointers. Let Steph do the scoring now, please. I'm curious if the voters would vote for Tatum to be the MVP if this continues to hold. In the first game, he finished with 6 points, 3 of 4 shooting, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. So if you're looking at the overall numbers in the 2 games, Tatum, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Curry, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. And in the championship game right now, Tatum's got 8 points, 2 rebounds. Steph's got 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. So overall, stat-wise, I think Steph is putting together a better stat sheet, but it's going to come down to how this game finishes out. It's only been 11 points scored. They need to get to 40, but they are a quarter of the way there. And it looks like Kevin Durant is giving himself a shot to win the MVP as we have hit the commercial break. And again, up on DraftKings live market right now, Steph Curry has emerged as a plus 150 favorite to win the MVP. So I like that. Shea is now even with Jason Tatum at plus 300, with Damian Lillard next at plus 400. And Lillard has yet to score. No one besides Tatum and Curry have scored for Team Shaq. 11 points, 11-1 score right now. Tatum with 8, Curry with 3. Tatum 2 of 2 from 3-point range. Curry is 1 of 2 from 3. Lillard missed a 3. James Harden missed a 3 as well. But Curry's got the 3 rebounds and the 1 assist and the narrative on his side. So we are holding out our hope here that Steph can make a couple of baskets, the OGs can win, and Steph can cash the MVP ticket. That is what we are waiting for as they're in the commercial break. We're going to continue to monitor this market because I think it's fascinating when you look at this live MVP market. Now, this is going to be voted on, obviously, by the writers that are in attendance and whatnot. There will probably be some fan vote as well. So it's like the person that maybe puts the highlight play together or has the clutch moment or a streak of clutch moments, that's going to get the buzz right there from the fans and from the voters there voting for the MVP. So Tatum has a real good shot based on what he has done to start this championship game. But Steph Curry, wow. All right. Betting markets have now flipped. Tatum and Curry are now both plus 150. So Curry and Tatum are both plus 150. Lillard plus 400. Shea is plus 600. So it's a two-man race right now, as I expected based on what we've seen. Two-player race. Steph and Jason Tatum are both plus 150. Again, Team Shaq leads 11-1. Live line right now, you can bet Team Shaq minus 6.5. Maybe some value on Team Chuck plus the 6.5. Live total of 73.5 right now. NBA All-Star Championship game. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Hit me up on Twitter at Scott's On Air. Hit us all up on the network at VSiN Live. We'll continue to track the MVP market, get you all up to date on what's going on there in San Francisco as we sweat out our Steph Curry MVP bet. Coming up next, it's Live Bet Sunday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
This is Money Moves.
Alex Bregman headed to Boston. When you look at their odds, their win total sitting at 86.5. Do you think that these odds sound about right for the Red Sox, or are the people that are already screaming World Series and League Championship pennant getting a little too ahead of themselves?
Honestly, anything is possible in the American League. It's really competitive this year with the Yankees and Stros getting a little bit weaker.
Catch Money Moves every weekday at noon Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Scott Sonnenberg back here with you. It's Live Bet Sunday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We got a stoppage here, a little ceremony going on right now at the All-Star game. So they stopped the game. They're doing some sort of ceremony here for, I don't know, I'm not paying attention to what's going on there, but they're presenting some jerseys or something. The commissioner's out there with Kevin Hart, and I guess Shaq and the TNT guys are there as well. But a long stoppage in play here to give everybody a rest and extend the game, if you will. 11-1, Team Shaq leads over Team Chuck. Team Shaq a live -6.5 point favorite. Live total of 73.5 as both these teams work towards that target score of 40. And currently the MVP market is a two-team race between Steph Curry and Jason Tatum. Two-player race, I should say. Steph and Tatum both plus 150. Shea is plus 550. You know, with this long break, maybe value in the dog here, catching the 6.5 points prior to the game tipping off. Team Chuck was a 2.5 point favorite, so maybe take them at plus 6.5 here on the live line. We're all wrapped up with all the other sports that were going on today. College basketball had some good entertaining games going on, and tomorrow we actually have two top 25 teams in action. Number 3, Duke is at Virginia. Duke laying 14.5 on the road. Number 13, Arizona is at Baylor, where Baylor is a 1.5 point home favorite. Interesting. We have the unranked Baylor Bears as the home favorite in this one. Baylor, most recently, a narrow victory against West Virginia, 74-71. Prior to that, losing at Houston, 76-65. These two teams played earlier this year. That game was in Arizona, and the Wildcats won 81-70 over Baylor. So looking for the season sweep is Arizona. Last we saw of Arizona, they were losing to Houston 62-58. So this is an Arizona team that is coming off back-to-back losses. They lose at Kansas State, where both teams couldn't hit a three. If honestly, if they were like, if you counted layups as 3-pointers, they probably still wouldn't hit 3-pointers in that game. Both Kansas State and Arizona were embarrassing. But Kansas State upsets Arizona in that game, 73-70. And then Arizona has a tough battle against Houston, but then Houston defensively just proved to be too much down the stretch, and Houston wins 62-58. So now Arizona, on the heels of 2 straight losses, has to go to Baylor and play against the Bears team that is a short 1.5 point favorite. So I'm very intrigued to see how that plays out tomorrow night there in Waco between Arizona and Baylor in top 25 men's college hoops. Taking a look at what we have on deck for tomorrow in the Four Nations face-off. The action will get underway at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So it's an afternoon affair there at TD Garden. Now, it is President's Day. You got no excuse, right? Day action, why not? 1 o'clock, Canada against Finland. Four Nations face-off, where Canada is a massive favorite in this game, and rightfully so. I mean, they are significantly better. Canada's minus 410. Total is at 6.5, and the puck line is Canada minus 1.5 at minus 155. Let me break down how this is going to, or how this plays out here. Right now, Team USA has clinched a spot in the championship game on Thursday. Regardless of the outcome against Sweden tomorrow, and the United States plays Sweden tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, also in Boston. It doesn't matter what happens. The USA will play in the championship game on Thursday. So I actually expect the United States to rest Connor Hellebuck in net. I don't expect him to play. We know that Matthew Tkachuk probably not going to play. He's a little bit banged up, and maybe somebody else gets a blow. But they're going to save everything for that matchup on Thursday, likely against Team Canada. But the United States is already in. They're 2-0 in this tournament. 2 regulation wins. They're into the championship game. So doesn't matter. Who they face, though, yet to be determined. Canada, Finland, and Sweden all have 2 points. If you win in regulation, you get 3 points. If you win in overtime, you get 2 points. If you lose in overtime, you get 1 point. That's the way the point system works here. And so Canada and Finland, should that game go to overtime, regardless of who wins, Sweden will have a chance to get to the championship game. Because if Canada and Finland goes to overtime, the most points that the winner can get is 4. So if Sweden were to beat the United States in regulation, and it's a U.S. team that is going to be going with a backup goaltender, and when I say backup goaltender, like Jake Gottinger is still one of the best goalies in the NHL. But it's not Connor Hellebuck. It'll be Ottinger likely in net. And a U.S. team that, frankly, might not be forcing the issue in this game. It would not surprise me. And one of the angles that I would actually look for in that game is the under 5.5. Because it would not surprise me if the United States just played such a cautious game where they're just getting to the red line and dumping the puck in every time and just playing almost like playing to secure a lead. Just not taking any chances, not playing overly physical. It's going to be a completely different feel than the game against Canada because it's an exhibition game. It doesn't mean anything. So I don't think anybody's going out there, no animosity towards their opponent. They're not going to be fighting. There's not going to be any big hits. It could just be a dump and chase type of game. And so I actually think that maybe there's value on the under. But anyway, if Sweden wins in regulation over the United States, they would finish with 5 points, and then that would set up a Sweden-USA rematch on Thursday for the championship. But as long as Canada or Finland wins in regulation, as long as that game ends in regulation, that team is in the championship. Because it doesn't matter what Sweden does. If Sweden wins in regulation and gets 5 points, well, Canada or Finland, that winner will have 5 points. Both Canada and Finland have the tiebreaker over Sweden. So the only chance that Sweden has to make their game relevant tomorrow night is if Canada and Finland goes to overtime. But for Canada and Finland, they need the regulation win to lock up their chance. And so for Team Canada, the better team, that has faced a ton of pressure. They now get out of Montreal and head to Boston, where I think maybe there is a little bit of weight lifted off their shoulders. Maybe a sigh of relief in not dealing with the crowd. Because as much as you love playing at home and as much as you love hearing your national anthem being sung by 15,000 fans in attendance, there's a pressure that comes with it to deliver a championship, to win every time you touch the ice. Canada had won 25 or 26 straight games with Sidney Crosby on their roster. They were a perfect, undefeated 7-16 or 17-0 with Crosby as the captain. They had never lost with Sidney Crosby as the captain until last night. That's pressure. So they get out of that now, change of venue. I don't know if there's going to be a goaltending change or not from Jordan Binnington to Aiden Hill or even Sam Montembeault, but it probably won't be. But Canada needs the regulation win, and I think they force the issue. I think they push hard the entire game. They are more talented than Finland. Finland will have a different look in net with Kevin Lankinen in net for them, and he's been better than Saros this year, so it gives them they'll have the goaltending edge for sure because he's been better even than Jordan Binnington for Team Canada. But what do we know? What's going to happen? Regardless of which team has the lead at the end of regulation, the net will be empty for the opposition because the goal is to get the game to overtime. So even if you're down by 1 or you're down by 2, the net's empty. Heck, if you're down by 3, maybe the net's empty. But there will be opportunities for empty net goals, and there will be I think, a huge response from what has been viewed as the best team coming into this tournament in Team Canada, coming off that loss to the United States, to set up the rematch on Thursday. And I think Canada minus 1.5, boy, that feels like the bet of all bets to be made. So keep an eye on that. And then based on the results in that first game, you can certainly take a look at what you want in the Sweden-USA game. You know, for instance, if that Canada-Finland game goes to overtime, I would like Sweden to win against Team USA. It's interesting. There is value, I think, but maybe the under is the way to look because, like I said, I don't think that the United States forces it there in this game. We are back to action finally after a long break there. I mean, call it halftime, call it a quarter time. I don't know what you want to call it, but we're finally back to playing basketball at the All-Star game. It is an 11-3 lead. We'll keep you updated on the score. We'll keep you updated on the MVP odds coming up next, as it is now 11-6. Okay, a little comeback from Team Chuck. Keep an eye on that. And we're rooting for Steph Curry, not Jason Tatum. We need Steph Curry to start making some baskets. There's a 3 by, who was that? Was that Curry? No, that was Tatum. My goodness, Tatum's going to win the MVP. Jason Tatum is now a minus 110 favorite to be the MVP, as he is dominating this championship game. It's Live Bet Sunday here on VSiN.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's
important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
How to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and you're listening to the home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio.
Coming up on the next Follow the Money, I'm on vacation. Mitch is back Tuesday. It'll be JVT and Mike Palm holding it down. Reaction to the weekend, NHL, Four Nations, also All-Star Weekend in the NBA, and a look ahead to the second half with some futures as well and NFL Draft Talk. Follow the Money weekdays, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, Sirius XM Channel 158, and get the VSiN Watch app.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Well, Team Shaq is running away with this thing. Scott Seidenberg back here with you. It's Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We got Team Shaq running away with this. Jason Tatum is dominating. Jason Tatum's got 13 points for Team Shaq as they lead 33-21 over Team Chuck. 13 points for Jason Tatum with 4 rebounds and 2 assists, and he is now an overwhelming favorite to be the MVP, minus 300 to be the MVP. That is not good for my Steph Curry bet. However, there's still 7 points to be scored. Curry does have 2 3-pointers in this game, so Curry does have 6 points, and he has racked up the rebounds. Is that Curry shooting a 3? Is that another miss from Curry? Because the misses are not helping. If he keeps missing these shots, it certainly doesn't help. We need more. I need Curry to get the next 6 points to win this thing. So right now, if they're at 33, they need 7 points to win. If Curry can get the final 7 points, including the clinching basket, there is a chance that he gets voted the MVP because Curry was, he's the star. He's the guy. He racked up the stats in the first one. This is his arena. And he also just earlier hit a half-court shot. Curry for 3, in. All right, Curry's got 9. Again, this is such a sweat right now. This is almost as fun as my team. This is the bet where Damian Lillard in the first game, when I had the minus 6.5 and he hit the 3 for the win. I think in order for Steph to get the MVP, he's got to get the next couple of points. They're at 36 right now. And is that Steph again for 3? Oh! Steph's got 12 points. Team Shaq is at 39. So right now, Tatum's got 13 points. Steph's got 12 points. If Steph gets the winning basket here, he's winning MVP. I think we can all agree on that, right? If Steph gets this basket, he's winning the MVP. I don't even want to look at the live market right now because I'm a little afraid because the sports books are always ahead of the TV and stuff. And I know I'm just going to get spoiled on the win in this game, but it is 39-23. One more basket will win the game for Team Shaq. And Steph just dribbled slowly up the floor and got called for a 10-second violation. Oh my goodness. So Tatum's got 13, Steph's got 12. It's a 2-man race for the MVP. I'm hoping with those last two 3-pointers, Steph's now 4 of 8 from 3-point range, that he gets the MVP based on those shots. But I think he's got to get the game winner. If he gets the game clincher, I think they give it to him. So here we go. 39-25. Final possession, hopefully. And let's see. They're going to give it to Steph? No. Oh, my God. Was that Jaylen Brown that passed it? Jason Tatum with a dunk. Jason Tatum with a dunk to win the game. 41-25, the final score. Tatum finishes with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Curry finishes with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Okay, I think Curry's winning this. I might be wrong here, okay? But there's more than just one game in this tournament. And let's line them up here. Congratulations, Team Shaq. They were the overwhelming favorite to win this event. They win, even without LeBron. But let's stack this now. In the championship game, Tatum, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Steph Curry, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. So they are even on the stats. Steph is down by 3 points. In the first game, Tatum had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Steph had 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. So now Steph, they are tied on points. No, Tatum had 1 more point than him, right? 15 to 12. So Tatum had 1 more point. Tatum beats him by 1 point. Steph beats him by 4 rebounds. Steph loses by 1 assist, and Steph wins by 1 steal. Oh, my goodness. If it's this close, don't they give it to Steph? It's his arena. It's the Chase Center in San Francisco. They got to give it to Steph, right? I mean, that's as close as it gets. Again, let me read you the complete stats. Jason Tatum finishes with, in the 2-game total, he finishes with 6 points in the first game, 15 in the second game. So that's a 21 points for Jason Tatum. And he finishes with 4 rebounds in the second game. In the first game, he had 2 rebounds. So that's 6 rebounds. So 21, 6, and 4. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Steph finishes with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and let's see, and 2 assists. So 20, 21. Oh my, this is so close. 20. So what I say, Jason Tatum, 6 rebounds. So 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. 21, 6, and 4. Okay? Versus 20, 10, and 2. Honestly, that is a coin flip. What would you rather have? 21 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, or 20 points, 10 boards, 2 assists? And it's your arena. And you hit a half-court shot that is the highlight reel play of the game. The highlight reel that is going to be shown all over the night. In fact, I'm on Twitter right now. The first thing I see, Steph Curry, 3-point shot. This is a coin flip of all coin flips right now. I'm waiting to see an announcement, but I'm hoping. I got the ticket on Steph plus 550. We're hoping to cash this as we get, it comes down to the wire here between these two. But before we find out if we win the All-Star Game MVP with Steph Curry, which we are really hoping we get, and hopefully we get it in the next 3 minutes so we can celebrate here on Live Bet Sunday. Let me remind you guys about my best bet for tomorrow's action. We are going with Team Canada minus 1.5 goals against Team Finland. 1 o'clock Eastern time puck drop for Nations face-off in Boston. Canada, both teams need a win in regulation. Canada, an overwhelming favorite in this game. The minus 1.5 is minus 155. So you are paying the juice. But I think the juice is worth the squeeze here because they are the much better team and they need to win in regulation to guarantee their spot in the final game against the United States, to earn the rematch against the United States. And so I think that we're going to see just an all-out effort from Team Canada. No matter how much they lead by, they're going to continue to try and score some goals. And because it's the elimination game, because it's the last game, the net is going to be empty for the team that is trailing. So if we have a lead by 1, we are going to see a chance for the empty net to go in. Best bets are brought to you by GBank, the official bank of VSiN. GBank upping the ante with up to a $750 bonus for new GBank Visa Signature Card customers. First, new customers who spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from account opening receive a $250 bonus. In addition, if you spend $50,000 on gaming and sports app loads within the first 30 days of account opening, you'll receive another $500 bonus. That's potentially a $750 bonus. Apply now at vsin.com/gbank. That's vsin.com/gbank, subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. The commissioner, Adam Silver, and Kevin Hart are congratulating Team Shaq on winning the event, and we are still waiting to see who the MVP is. Look, this is Steph's arena. This is a coin flip between two players, but overall, there were two games, not just one, and 21-6-4 for Tatum, 20-10-2 for Steph, plus it's his arena. Narrative, give me the narrative vote here. Don't forget, hey, coming up next, Cashing Out with Greg Peterson. And then tomorrow morning, we got VSiN by the Books with Dave Ross and Jensen Lewis at 7 a.m. Eastern time. And then our guy, Joe Serralo, hosting a numbers game at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's all coming up next right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Can Kevin Hart stop with this whole presentation thing, joking around or whatever? Let's just award this. All right, the commissioner's got the microphone again. Can we wait to see who gets the MVP? Please, come on. Show me Steph Curry with the MVP. We're waiting. Just like Adam said, hey, waiting. Greg Peterson will tell you who's the winner coming up next on Cashing Out. I'm Scott Seidenberg. This has been Live Bet Sunday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Ooh, ma. What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just...
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and Shelter Pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open. Don't speak with your mouth full. Keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day, making sure they brush their teeth, is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Warren and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Still in for Gil alongside Kelly Bidlin. We'll be joined by Wes Reynolds to talk some golf and college basketball on the show. Plus, we'll hit the MLB futures market, including some division exactas that we're excited for, NFL early offseason awards markets, and some second half NBA win totals as they return from the break. Only here on A Numbers Game, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network. This is Cashing Out on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Cashing Out right here on VSiN, the sports betting network. Holding it down tonight for Joe Sorrell. I'm Greg Oops Peterson, and you'll be getting me all week long. As Joe, he's going to be on A Numbers Game this week, so we've got a little bit of musical chairs going on VSiN, and happy to be joining you as we've got ourselves a lot to take a look at from the weekend. We had a massive slate of college basketball, about 25 games here today. One actually got postponed to bring it down to 24, but north of 160 games from the weekend, so a little bit of reaction there, but more importantly, turning it forward to Monday and where we're going to be getting this week as we are now less than 30 days away from Selection Sunday, so diving in on that front, some of these bubble teams, some of the things that you want to be taking a look at, and I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of, shall we say, some bettor's mentality as well. I've been doing that the last few days. It's something that I've been liking. I'll close up the laptop, no notes on it, anything like that. Just talk about, hey, how do you respond to losses? How do we get by in terms of being able to handicap these games? And I do think that that's very important to be doing. And it's something that I'm trying to do a little bit more of. And hopefully you guys have been appreciating that. We'll be doing that a little bit more in hour number 2. We're going to have a pair of great guests that are going to be joining me along the way as well. Nick Whalen, he does a tremendous job here at the network. He's over at RotoWire. You see him a little bit of everywhere. He's joining me in 15 minutes, and we're going to be chatting with them a little bit about what we saw here in the NBA All-Star Game, turning forward to the second half of the NBA season. And I know that he's very keyed in with regards to what's happening with Matthew Stafford. Is he going to be traded by the Los Angeles Rams? They're going to bring him back. We're going to be talking about that and so much more. And then in hour number 2, Darrell Evans. Not to be confused by the great MLB player, by the way. Darrell Evans, he does a tremendous job himself as a LA Kings ringside reporter. He's going to be talking to us about the Four Nations event that is going to be happening on Monday. The Team USA is in the final, and if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be happening out there in Boston. So we're going to have a little bit of a change in venue there. So we're going to be talking about that.